After the game is done, then we can continue talking about all the gay shit. Deal?
Deal.
Neato.
So
All right.
looking forward to it.
I have
Oh,
got
and-
my money on a topic of what's going to happen afterwards, but I won't tell you guys what my money's on until after it's over so that she can't think about it the whole time.
Me?
No.
Let me.
What you mean? You said she.
It
I'm the
could
only
be
other.
any she.
I'm the only other she in here, motherfucker.
The bitch, just stop thinking
Did
about
you
it.
just assume? Okay, I'm not.
That is like the most 2022 generational bullshit I've heard.
I know, it's so good.
How could you say that about crack, baby?
I love smoking crack. Fucking great.
Damn.
Yeah. It keeps me in the game, brother. Are you kidding me? I can't fucking smoke crack. What makes you think I can have such a distinguished hobby? It costs money, man.
I've always wanted to say that to a boss. Be like, "Are you on drugs? Do you pay me enough to be on drugs?" You and I both know I don't get paid enough to have a drug habit.
Actually, I think one of my bosses at one point was like we were just having a gaff back and forth, and he's like, "Hey man, you ever done any drugs?" I'm like, "Well, you don't really pay me to have that hobby." He's like, "Oh," I'm like, "But you will, right? Like, you'll give me a raise, and I can start like smoking meth, right?" And he's like, "No, well, no, because we still need you here." I'm like, "Have you ever considered that you're garbage?" And he's like, "Yeah." I'm like, all right, fair enough. Just move. Oh god. Anyway, so last we left off, ladies and gentlemen. Do you identify as more than one person, Spoon? Fuck you. Okay.
Every day of my life.
Fuck you, buddy. So, it won't be a new day. We just finished the event. The
fighting.
Well, the fighting had been over. Last I checked, you guys were currently back in the business of, I'm assuming, going back into Spoon's home formula, sort of. You guys had, one of you had ruthlessly gunned down what you can only assume to be a number of sorts. One of you used the empiric power of dread to cause many of those men to piss themselves and run away in total fear. And unfortunately, it didn't really seem like the scenario was set well enough for anybody with medical skill to assist the poor homeless fellow Donald, probably several broken ribs, who was wheezing. Likely had a punctured lung, as Tommy had deduced based on the signs that he had gotten, which he had succeeded. There's not really much that can be done in that sort of a situation when somebody has issues like that. It's just, they're going. And I just crawled off somewhere around derelict homes. You guys seem to have left. You did what you could. Yes.
I'm sorry. Before we get too far down that rabbit trail, were we supposed to spend points this session?
Experience?
Yes.
Yes, you may spend your experience if you wish.
I don't know how to do that.
Sure. So I will guide you guys through that. For those of you that don't know, who has the book available?
I can't have the book available.
If you don't, that's no problem. I will go to the character creation part and tell you how much things cost. First question I'll ask, though, which is the most important question, is who wishes to spend experience?
Why would you not?
You could be saving for something more expensive.
Okay, if we don't have to do it, then I don't mind waiting because I may be the only person that is in this situation.
Okay. Well, you all got the same amount of experience. I'm pretty sure you got, was it 2 or 3? I think it was 3 experience. Double check. You wrote it down.
Did we write it down?
If you did not, then you lose your experience forever. Go fuck yourself.
2 XP.
Write down 3. Was it, how much was it, Spoon?
2 XP.
2. Okay, so write down 2. That was what we got. Hold on. I'm gonna see if I can costs. I found the costs. Does anybody wish to spend XP on any manner of degeneracy? If you do, then just ask. Some things I'm a bit more picky about, like disciplines. I'll require you guys to do a little bit more than normal to increase those. Your super special magical snowflake powers. There's a little bit more that goes into learning those. But advantages, unless they are particularly game-changing in a way that doesn't make sense for the scenario. You can usually buy those. Skill specialties, you can spend an experience on a new one, increase your skills. Does anybody want to spend XP?
I don't.
No? Okay. Spend a lot?
Nope.
Fuck.
Okay,
Anyone else?
nope.
Nope,
I'm good.
everybody's good. All right. You're all greeding for the long con. I respect it. All right. So, last we had checked, that was the situation that was unfolding. You can still hear what you can only assume to be police, ambulance, and firefighting sirens in the distance. However, many of those in this direction is, although it didn't long, or they start booting up shortly after gunshot. That being said, though, it is Chicago, and this isn't common entirely area. Those of you appropriate streetwise who passed it last game will remember that this is definitely a more neglected part of the city. Gangs flourish here. The vagrant or homeless population, likewise, where you tend to find people with addiction, find criminals, and this is definitely a hub for those sorts. Where we left the scene, you guys were basically turning on your heels to return to Spoon's Haven. What you were going to do there, however, was up to you guys. We can start the scene free form. Do you guys wish to roleplay or do anything?
Duh.
We'll start with our resident fear queen, Sin. Do you wish to say anything?
I'm sorry, you're cutting out a little bit. Can you repeat that?
Yes. I was okay. What? When did you lose me?
When you ask Star a question, like I'm getting bits and pieces, but you're talking quieter now than I think you were before, and so the mic's only picking you up part of the time.
Okay, hold on here. I will jack my mic up to anger-inducing levels. Just give me a second. How about now?
Yeah, I'm good.
Better, worse?
Yes. No, good.
All right, how about now?
It's good.
Much
Yep.
better.
Definitely good. Okay, you can hear my beautiful voice. Good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Radio. So, what I was asking was, as you guys are essentially kind of shuffling your way back to Spoon's Haven, is there anything you wish to do on the way? Role play? If you do, just do so, and then when you guys are ready to move on to the next scene, just let me know, because I don't want to cut you guys off while you're doing character stuff. So, basically what just happened was to try and set the mood. Star, your character, is it Vivian or Vivin?
Vivian.
Vivian, okay. I want to be an asshole and be like, it's Vivian because I said so, because it is Vivian on the thing, and I wasn't sure if that was her name. I assumed it was Vivian. Vivian has just basically killed somebody. I don't know if this is normal for her, but how does she feel about that?
She killed somebody.
Yeah, how does she feel about that? Is that normal for her?
Oh. I forgot I shot a guy in the head.
You shot him multiple times at point blank range, and you scattered his brains along the pavement in one of the more extreme shots. You kind of jumped into battle with a certain instinct that is rather uncommon for you and has been throughout your life, but here it's almost like you knew what to do. This was normal. You jumped in, and before you could even really think, pow, 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 shots were fired. And before you knew it, you just saw kind of the ruinous remains of this gang member just all over the pavement. How'd you feel about that?
I would say that I feel that I've never done that before, but that it feels good to finally be able to take scum like that off the street.
Oh. Okay. So you
Or spread more of him across it, depending on how you look at it.
Very nice. Okay, so you're kind of not sadistically enjoying it, but you're kind of, there's a bit of satisfaction that comes with it, you know? I mean, let's be honest, this guy's probably a criminal, he's probably hurt people, you know? There's no reason to really feel too bad about it. I mean, if it was you, he wouldn't feel bad, right?
Right.
Right, yeah. No, I got you. Okay, fair enough. The rest of you that are a bit less psychotically inclined, how do you feel about the events that transpired?
Like the two people I'm with are fucking crazy.
Okay, so they're a bit nutty, Maybe a bit out of it. Spoon, what about you? How does your character feel about the situation? That escalated pretty quickly. Granted, you did start it. You were the first to act. So how do you feel about that?
It could have went better.
Fair. Does your character feel any kind of guilt or remorse for things having gone so far? I mean, granted, these weren't exactly like upstanding citizens, but it was still a human being.
Yeah.
And your actions, well, you did not kill anybody, and you did not cause any harm. Not that you didn't try, because you're a horrible shot, because you did try. But your actions did lead to a death. So, I would say that maybe your character can consider a bit of remorse. But granted that you were acting in the defense of somebody else, I won't give you a stain.
All right.
But your character doesn't feel any particular way about it. Just it happens. He's kind of used to it, but jaded maybe because of all of his paramedic work.
Likely.
When he's seen some things, he's seen people dying in all sorts of situations. It kind of just rubs off on you eventually, and people in their circumstance all kind of blend together. They just stop being individuals. They just start being another job, right? Okay, interesting. Well, all three of you are headed back to your abode. I'm assuming you guys are walking relatively close to one another.
Sure.
All right. Those of you that wish to roleplay may do so, but if the group votes on moving on to the next scene, just let me know. What do you guys wish to do?
If I'm not mistaken, Sin, you were pulling me away from that
Yeah,
other guy.
I had a hold of your arm because you were debating whether or not to suck the life out of him.
Yeah. So I would say that I am just gliding across the road with her then, on my tiptoes.
Okay, very, very, delicately kind of tiptoeing along. Is this abnormal for your character? I mean, if somebody just kind of out of the corner of their eye were to glance at your character, would you say her movements are a bit distinctive? She has a distinctive gait, like she walks in a particular way?
Yeah, it's not normal for just walking around on her tiptoes for society, but like it's normal for her.
She's in a perpetual Disney tippy toe kiss stance as she walks around, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that is a bit strange. If you're not hiding it, then both of these people both Tommy and Thea see that. So you guys do notice that she's moving a bit strangely. I'm assuming you didn't just pull her away for silence, so if you guys wish to say things, go for it.
Don't remember what I said to her last time.
I think you just said let's go, and then you pulled me.
Yeah, I think you're right.
It was let's go. We need to get out of here. It's kind of as I described. No, go ahead.
Well, my first comment would probably not be to her. It would be directed at Tommy.
Oh. Tommy.
So, yeah, if he's close enough where he can hear me, then while I've still got her arm, I'm just gonna look at him and be like, you make a habit of that, huh? Just start firing into a group of people, zero plan, zero aim.
I tried to get it to fuck off.
Oh, I noticed. It's gonna get you in trouble.
Getting shot's gonna get me dead.
Well, you weren't gonna get shot. You stayed in the house, honey.
They're starting to fuss outside of my house. Bad business.
A head like this, they're gonna get in fusses outside your house all the time. Got quite a conscience on you.
I I'm wearing a modified EMT outfit. I'll leave you to figure out where I got that.
He is telling the truth. Upon closer examination, you do see that he is wearing what seems to be, I mean, not a professional, but it definitely looks like some sort of paramedic vestitures. If he wasn't a paramedic, he definitely got what seems to be a pretty good fake. So it's either a very good costume or he genuinely had some sort of paramedic experience. This isn't something I'll make you roll for. Typically, you can sort of at a glance recognize like the general symbols of emergency workers. They design them that way. Seems to be telling the truth in that regard, at least. Vivian, what are you doing during all this? They're kind of having some brief exchange.
Are we back in the garage where the couch is?
You guys are kind of heading on your way back there, and as you do so, you're kind of getting away from the scene, leaving the gang member kind of out on the sidewalk.
Gotcha.
Riddled with bullet holes and his unfortunate brain matter just kind of scattered everywhere. Thea, do you still have her by the arm?
With her gliding and everything, probably, unless she seems like she's good.
Okay.
I would be holding her until I was sure she didn't need me, to keep her from going back to the guy.
All right. Is Vivian quiet at the moment?
I would say yes and no. She's gonna whisper. She's gonna like scratch behind her ear, while whispering not to anybody, but just whispering out loud to herself, recalling the memory of when. Sin, what the fuck is your character's name?
Thea.
Thea. Recalling out loud the memory of Thea going, "What's a little thing like you gonna do?"
Well, you do hear this, Thea. You're repeating what she said.
Right, but I'm not looking at her, and
Right.
it doesn't seem like I'm talking to anybody. It seems like I am just whispering it into the air, looking away from all of them.
All right. So she doesn't seem like she's overtly threatening or aggressive, but she's kind of like whispering, mumbling to herself a bit, and you do recognize at least one of the many things she might be saying, and she's basically parroting your quote, what you said to the thugs before you scared them off. Bit strange.
Oh, well, I said that to her, but when she was walking down the stairs, I'm about to go out to the thugs. So I am going to smirk, but I'm not going to respond to her. I'm gonna act like I didn't hear her, but I'm gonna smirk.
Okay. Yeah. Well, you do know that she is at the very least capable of some surprising level of brutality. Sudden and kind of uncharacteristic, at least based on her looks. Typically, like, especially given your upbringing, you have a good idea for what maybe somebody a bit more rough and tumble would look like, right? You have a good sense for, this person could be trouble, or this person looks kind of like a bit of a rough sort, but she doesn't really look that way at all. At the risk of sounding a bit stereotypical, she appears exactly like you'd imagine most people of her ethnicity look. She's smaller. She seems to be a bit quiet, reserved, generally meek, and doesn't look like she could just straight up pull out a pistol and blow somebody away in 2 seconds, which almost makes it more frightening. Bit of a sudden shift in temperament that kind of just happened in the middle of it all. So definitely something to be concerned about, or at least at the very least to keep in the back of your head. As you approach Tommy's Haven, where do you guys choose to enter? Do you wish to enter the Haven? Do you wish to go or do anything else? You guys are basically having that exchange as you come on the driveway past your camper, Thea.
I would probably be headed towards the door.
Okay. Okay, you're heading toward the door. Vivian, you are following? Are you doing something else?
Thea, did you say that you were still dragging me?
I mean, I wouldn't say dragging, but yeah, I still have you
Are you
hanging
still
on.
holding me? Okay.
If you are not like, it depends on you. Like, if you don't seem like, if I let you go, that you would go back to finish the guy off. Like, that's all the only reason why I was still had you. If you seem good, then I probably would have let you go.
Is my head quiet, DM?
For the moment.
I'm good.
Everybody's beast, as it were, seems to be placated for the moment. Nobody has to roll for hunger because we're still continuing from that previous night. On my notes here, everybody is at hunger 2, I believe. One of you, there was a couple hunger increases. I think only Vivian was a bit higher than normal, but you had your fill. I think that was last game.
Mm-hmm.
So you
I'm at
reduced
hunger
it a little
1.
bit. Mm-hmm. Who's at hunger 1? Sorry, was it
Yeah.
Thea? Hunger 1.
Yeah, she
Okay.
never went up.
Well, you lucky Bianch. I will update you. You were at hunger 1. Okay. Good to know.
But I would be good since there's nothing going on in my head.
Yeah, everybody's beast seems to be silent for the moment. And Vivian, your eccentricities, for the moment, on top of that, also seem to be quiet for now. Although you know that does tend to change. Your cell phone, Vivian, buzzes in your pocket as Thea and Thomas are having their exchange.
Okay, I'll pull it out. And do I have a flip phone or a smartphone? What do I have?
Well, what do you wish to have? Both of those are reasonable.
I would say that for what I did for work, I probably had a flip phone.
Okay, yeah, you had a flip phone. You receive a text message from Ziggy, your niece, who lives in China.
Oh.
Yep, it's in Mandarin. And it simply reads that she misses her auntie and wants you to come visit. And her mom said that she didn't have much time on the phone because she had to get back to studying, but she loves you and she misses you.
Okay.
She sent you a little heart and a cat emoji as well.
I will look down at...
If that didn't melt your heart, you're not human.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
I will smirk down at it and then just text her back in Mandarin. I love you too, which would be Woyaini.
Here's the important part of human interaction. Any emojis?
I will send it with the emoji that has like 3 hearts, I think, surrounding it.
Okay. No poop emoji. Fair enough. You do so. There is no response, but it was definitely a nice little thing to get. She's still thinking of you. She's young, but you left a very good impression on her. The few times you've managed to see her, because, China. It's a bit difficult. That being said, though, Spoon, your phone, actually, funnily enough, also buzzes in your pocket.
Looks like I'm popular today. Who's calling me?
Well, there's no name listed, or number. It's anonymous.
I swear to God that this is another telemarketer. Hello?
Hey, are you Mr. Jag?
That'd be me.
Oh, well, I'm glad I found you. I may have some information on a little task that you're set upon. Well,
right?
Well, yeah, if you're gonna start up your gardening business, you need advice, don't you? Spoon, do you have any streetwise?
No.
Okay. Give me a roll, Spoon. Give me a streetwise and intelligence check. And yeah, let's see what you get. So somebody's calling you up about gardening, which is weird because The garden in front of your haven looks like, as the French would say, complete fucking shit, my guy. Not great. Oh, you whore. Well done. Okay. Fair enough. In spite of the fact that this is generally not your field of knowledge, in spite of where you live, you didn't really pay too much close attention to the goings-on of the streets. You've seen a couple movies where usually if people call asking about weird things and very obviously false nonsense, especially when it comes to things like gardening, which you obviously don't do, and anybody who knows you knows that there's no garden to speak of. You have what is a glorified patch of weeds everywhere. This is likely code for, hey man, I heard you have some questionable illegal stuff that you're doing. I could possibly help you with that. This is coded. Because, modern day.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So, you have time? I'm being sent on behalf of Ms. Johnson. She's really wants you to do well at that job she's given you. It's the only chance that she's going to give you. So, I mean,
Oh,
don't fuck up her garden.
my garden is verdant and seeding. Let's get on with it.
Right. So do you want the red tomato seeds or the yellow? There's a bit of a difference. One of them grows a bit slower, but he seems to be like really trying to sell it, for better or worse. Spoon, does your character tend to get irritated when people beat around the bush? How do you feel about this guy kind of dragging it on rather than just kind of cutting to the chase?
A bit.
Okay. Well, fair enough. He's going to keep doing it. So yeah, we got the red seeds and the yellow. There's a couple more varieties too if you're interested. So what we're looking to do is if we partition your garden in a certain way, we might be able to get the most out of it. What are you looking at for soil quality?
Yeah, it's good as long as it's not 6 feet under. Look, can you just give me the red tomatoes?
Yeah, I can, sure. I'm busy tomorrow. I'm booked up with a couple more clients, and I'm doing some landscaping work, but I can come by and say, an hour or so, give you a look at seeds.
All right, that sounds good.
All right, well. Mr. Jag, I'll see you in an hour.
All right.
Beep. Phone hangs up. The phone wasn't particularly loud. Does anybody wish to have listened in on that? Anybody have heightened senses or anything that would allow you to get more of the conversation?
I would have definitely been listening.
What would that be? Awareness?
Yeah, that would be a wits and awareness check. You're basically because I would also give you guys a penalty because while this is happening, you're all kind of doing your own thing. When you use texting, when you use was talking briefly to Spoon, then you're kind of looking over at Vivian. Everybody's kind of busy doing a little bit of stuff on the side. It doesn't make it too much harder, but just that little bit extra. That being said, though, who wishes to listen in?
I'll listen in. I'm open.
You fucking spicy number, you. Damn. What a roll. Okay, well.
You said a penalty? What do I do for the modifier?
Don't worry about it. You more than succeed. You are good to go.
That's sin.
Right. Sorry. Okay, so you're both cheaters and you're banned from my game. That being said, you guys are fine. You guys succeed, both of you. Don't worry about it. You catch, most of that conversation. It's about gardening. It doesn't take a genius to realize that what fucking garden does this guy have? Like, you haven't looked around the whole house. There is a backyard, but, I mean, surely somebody who's into gardening would take more pride than what you've seen in the front, right? Surely. Because this looks awful.
I'm going to pretend as if I don't even care, because how else would I keep my secrets?
Yes, pretend.
Yes. Blackmail him with his disgusting, degenerate gardening habit. Ooh, you fiend.
Yeah, I'm going to have to tell somebody he's making Capri salads later.
I'm going to tell somebody that you're a gardener. Oh, okay.
What kind of fruit uses red tomatoes?
He's been entering into the vegetable contests. It's appalling.
Good. I would kill to hear Sin in her most southern accent be like, what kind of queer-baked gardens? With a little spittoon on the side? Bro, I'd fucking die.
You growing tomatoes.
God, I love you. I love you, Sal. These never change. Alrighty. Yeah, so you guys do overhear that, both of you. Okay. Does anybody wish to say anything to anyone else? Thomas, do you wish to say
No.
anything to your lovely lady companions? Or are you just going to be stoic and cool?
Alright, so the boss man has sent down the ways of guy who's going to show up in about an hour if you want to be around for that conversation.
The boss man.
I, the boss man, who has the boss lady who we're answering to at the moment.
Uh-huh. Is this that Benny guy? Goodness knows I don't know what else to call him. Miss Roslyn just wanted to refer to him as the benefactor, so Benny's about as good as I can do.
Well, apparently Roslyn wants to actually, get through this investigation as opposed to meander around and wait for clues to put themselves in our lap or something.
DM, let me ask you a quick question.
You may approach my throne. How may I help?
The street that I go on my nightly walks on, how far is it from here?
I would say, and I'm going to double check my notes here. There's a lot. So, sorry, Star or Sin? You guys
Star.
sound very similar to me for some goddamn reason. Okay. So, you currently live... Yeah, you live on, I believe it was 83rd?
Yeah.
So, it's still a pretty rough neighborhood. You would know better, not for your own safety as you are, but just to avoid conflict, not to walk in your neighborhood. Especially at night. Daytime, it's a little bit more forgiving, but still not exactly safe. You likely... If you went for walks, it would likely be maybe on the west side.
Hold on, I'm going to send you a quick message.
Sure. West side is generally a good spot for walks. Anywhere where there are generally parks. Your own neighborhood, you can walk in it, but you would likely encounter conflict far more frequently. So, glad you asked. So, I will send you the message back. Let me pull up the street data. I know exactly where this person is. And I actually have some information for you.
Ooh.
Should you choose to pursue that lead, but that's up to you. Alrighty then. Where's this shit? Okay. So, he lives in Chicago's West Side. He lives near East Garfield Park, kind of between W. Warren Boulevard and the park. That is in West Side Chicago. It's a bit of a trek from where you are. Like that requires effort, but it's not so far that it's obscene. And even then, you may risk it, right? That is generally where you would do your little walks. Does that answer your question?
Yes.
If it's the kind of walk you think about.
Would it be getting there and getting back in an hour would be doable or not doable?
Yeah, doable. Yeah, I would say so. Might have to do it a bit speedier than normal. I mean, but generally speaking, you could do it. For all intents and purposes, unless you guys elaborate further, I'm going to assume that Spoon, you sleep in your haven as is normal when it comes time to sleep. Thea, if you do not wish to sleep in the haven, you sleep in your camper.
I'll be going to my camper.
And Vivian, you can choose to go to a similar locale to Spoon's to sleep, or you can stay in his haven. That depends on what you guys wish to do.
In an hour, is the sun going to be rising?
No, you guys still got time. I'm just
okay.
asking for clarification so that when it's time to go to sleep, I know if you guys are together or separate.
If we're still going to be in this general vicinity,
yeah,
by then I'll be going into my camper.
Okay. Give me an intelligence and a streetwise check.
Not great.
Do you wish to expend a point of willpower to re-roll?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. Take 1 point of superficial willpower damage, 1 slash, and re-roll up to 3 dice. So you would do on your character sheet here. I don't know if you know, but you would do it like this. This is just a sample roll for you. So willpower re-roll, and then you would just re-roll 3 if you wish to do 3, or 2, or type in 2 if you wish to do 2, and that's how that works. So you can do your own roll. How many
I would
dice do you
do
wish
a
to?
willpower re. Okay, hold on. I see the reroll.
Yeah. So it would be your. Let's see.
Okay.
Um.
And you said it. Wait a minute. What did you say about the number of dice again? Say that again.
It's up to 3 dice, which means, so for example, let's say you wanted to just re-roll 2, right? How that would work is you'd click. Do you see your willpower bar?
Yeah.
So below that, you see the button that just says WP reroll.
Yeah.
Okay. What you do is you click on that. Generally, people tend to re-roll all 3 dice, but if you do have some successes, what you can do is you just choose to re-roll, say, the 2 failures you have, right? You don't have to do 3. You can do 2. You can do 1. You can do 3. You just pick how many
What is
dice you
the?
want to re-roll.
But what is the difference between rolling the number of dice? Like, if I roll 3 dice, does that mean I have 3 slashes of willpower? Is that what that means?
No, what that means is, so you spend a point, you take a point of superficial willpower damage, right? And what that means is you can choose for that point you've spent, you don't have to spend any more, to re-roll 3, 2, or 1 die, depending on what your situation is.
I
So
don't
if you
understand why you would want to roll less than 3 dice, though.
it's so for example, let's say the GM requires 5 successes and you roll 4 and a fail, right? You'd never want to re-roll 3 because there's a chance those other dice could fail because they're successes, right? So you just
So
re-roll 1.
you're re-rolling all of your dice. Like,
Not okay. I'm following you because it's not like an additional 3.
Yeah, it's not an additional 3.
Okay.
It's just of the
Okay.
dice you have, you pick which ones you want to re-roll. They don't have to be
Got it.
failures, but
God damn.
typically they are. So let's see what kind of sexual harassment you're throwing on me. Okay, the highest degree.
Yes. If I'm going to sexual harass you, it's going to be to the highest degree. I'm
Well,
sorry. That's just.
I appreciate professionalism in all professions, so thank you. Okay, yeah, no, excellent. Based on kind of the knowledge that you've gathered from not only your own upbringing, but more just some of your city sleuthing, that sleeping in a camper in this part of town is not the most intelligent play because there are types of people around here that are prone to criminal behavior, break-ins and things like that, or just random acts of vandalism, tire slashing. And again, normally this would just be scary, but at the wrong time of day, particularly somebody breaks into your camper during the day and opens the door, that has different effects for you these days.
Will my camper not fit in the garage?
It would be a very tight and uncomfortable squeeze. Like, yes, but you would block up a lot of the garage, and it's not really built to have it's not really designed at the moment to have cars in it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I'm putting it in the garage.
Okay, well, role play it out, my dear, because our good boy Thomas is a spicy lad. So go for it. Role play that out.
Hey, Tommy. You mind if I? Yeah. Do you mind? Are you finished talking?
Yeah.
All right. You mind if I put Betty in the garage?
Who? Did you bring someone with you?
My car. My RV.
My character looks back at the camper. I don't think that's gonna fit in my garage.
You got a measuring tape?
Are we arguing semantics about my haven?
I mean, if there's the chance that it'll fit, it wouldn't hurt to try nothing. We're supposed to be family now, right? Isn't that what Miss Roslyn said? We family. Isn't that what you do for family?
Do you have any politics, Thea?
Do I have any what?
Politics score.
Politics. I do not.
Give me a wits and a politics check.
All right.
Spoon, do you have any politics?
I do.
Damn it. I love retards. How dare you? Okay. Roll politics. Wits and politics versus Thea's wits and politics. Let's see. Hunger die. Success. Yeah. Okay. So you have one success. Spoon, I don't know who the fuck you are, but this divorce is going to happen swift. Would you like to spend willpower to reroll? Or would you like to take the L?
I'll take the L.
Fuck yeah, buddy. We're about failure and learning. Okay. Well, you do know, and this doesn't guide your actions, Thea, but you do know that something about, like, it is his place, and it's kind of faux pas in this, even in this culture, to kind of make demands of somebody giving you hospitality. Even if it's not the greatest, he's still doing it. So, kind of committing a bit of a social faux pas, but,
Zero fucks given.
Excellent.
Yes, I'm just letting you know that you are erring with some knowledge. You don't get to err innocently in my game. Anyway, so you're being a spicy number, and you know it. Okay. Continue. Sorry.
Are you arguing semantics about my haven?
I mean, I was just asking. Now that we're family and all, you could do me a solid and we could try.
That seems like several logical leaps of what we are. However, may I ask why you want to park your gigantic camper in my very cramped and very tight squeeze of a garage?
Well, I just feel like it'd be safer. You know,
The
being in the
rest of the
garage with
camper,
the door shut in this area of town. You wouldn't leave a lady out sleep on the street, would you?
as long as you promise not to scratch my bike.
No, we can move the bike. I'll move your bike for you.
All
Is
right.
that a yes, sugar? I'll drive it in real slow.
And they take a mile. My character starts walking into the garage.
All right. You start walking into the garage, and Thea, I'm assuming you prepare to start moving that cumbersome beast into his small, itty-bitty living space.
Very slowly, but yes.
Okay, you are as careful as possible. Now, here's the question of champions, Thea. Are you ready? Is your body prepared for what I'm about to ask?
I suppose so.
Fuck yeah, buddy. Do you have drive skill?
Yes.
How much?
Not much.
Oh no.
Fuck yeah, girl. All right. Best believe that's a roll and a paddling.
By itself?
Give me a dexterity and a drive check to more or less get it in there with minimal damage. Please do not fail horribly, or you will, as the French would say, because I do speak fluent French, fuck his shit up. Oh, yeah. What do you get? Oh my
Nothing
god.
good.
You have never looked more gorgeous to me. Oh. Do you wish to spend a willpower to re-roll your unfortunate mishap?
Oh shit.
It's not a horrible failure.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna spend a willpower.
You're fairly focused, and for comedic effect, and you could always turn your radio off. Maybe this is the reason why you're kind of, about to make a bit of a mistake. Sweet Home Alabama is playing on your radio. It's just sort of distracting. You're about to fuck over his shit with a very trendy and tropey Southern tune. All right.
Which is
Willpower.
very out of character for Thea. I just
Well, it's just
want to throw
random.
that out there.
It's just random. It just happens to be there. You know?
Okay, so the reroll would only be 2 though this time because my dice
Sure.
rolled for. Right, is that right?
Yeah, you would basically just roll max die because it's just doing as much as you can. You don't need much. You just need one. Just one success. That's all you need. And you can get in there without damaging too
Okay.
much. All right. Hold on. Let me just double check here on that willpower. Oh yeah. All right. Good. Thank you. At first, you're distracted by the annoying tune that seems to be on your radio. You don't usually have it on that station. Ugh. God, you gotta figure out what's wrong with your radio. Like it's possessed of a mind of its own. You slowly, carefully, and with as much time as you reasonably need, kind of slowly edge the large RV into Thomas's garage. You just barely avoid nicking kind of nearby, abandoned workshop bench and an old like TV, and you almost hit one of those tables that's kind of propped up haphazardly on the side, but you managed to get it in there, and you'll be able to get out with a lot of effort, but it fits and it's not outside. The garage door does close completely, although it's a close squeeze. Congratulations, Thea, you have parked your car. How do you feel?
Invigorated. Thrilled.
I'm proud of you.
We have
All right.
defeated the big bad evil guy.
I did.
Thomas, you see this piece of shit vehicle lovingly and caringly driven with some kind of compassion for your garbage into your garage, and a couple times you wince just a little because it looks like she's about to break, smash, or otherwise completely total some of your things. But surprisingly enough, she manages to, although taking a bit longer than you'd like, kind of cinch the RV in there, and it fits, snug as a bug. And that's kind of the problem. Now that entire room is going to be very difficult to kind of maneuver in without actually moving the vehicle out, but it does fit completely. Your garage is now subsumed by the spirit of the RV. You have enough room to get into the back portion of your haven with some effort, but for all intents and purposes, any activities you guys wish to do in the central garage area, which is kind of the easy exit part of the home, considering it's linked to his haven, will be very uncomfortable. But Thea succeeds in not damaging your shit is the most important part. So, for your character star, for Vivian, what is she doing while kind of Thomas and Thea are sort of negotiating the RV into the garage? I'm assuming, Spoon, that your character will kind of try to help Thea, like, okay, a little bit this way, just kind of bring it in. Like is he concerned enough about his things to kind of like make sure that not too much damage is done? So he's sort of helping her park. Is he doing that?
My character is mostly only really concerned about the bike, the RV, and stuff he plans to use later. Other than that, he really couldn't care.
Gotcha. Okay. Vivian, while all this is happening, sweet Vivian, what are we doing? Outside of the private messages that I have gotten from you, which I have taken note of, do you still take those actions in terms of your dress change?
No, once I take the sweater off and realize I'm going to put the sweater back on. Is there room to sit on the couch still?
Not in the garage, but I mean, you could go into some of the less maintained areas. If you're careful and you look around, you might not sit on anything unpleasant. Bear in mind that Thomas's Haven is basically like a small room in the back of the garage area and like the front garage zone. The rest of this place, for all intents and purposes, is no man's land. He's just kind of here. It's not the most secure at the top. It's leading into the garage that seems to have the most security, if you could call it that.
Gotcha.
So it's random, kind of what you could expect. I guess be careful for drug paraphernalia and other sorts of things you could inadvertently sit on. Not that it would affect you. It's just, that'd be unpleasant.
I would say that I would take my sweater off, look at the shirt underneath of it, realize and very frustratedly force it back onto myself, and then like maybe stand against whatever corner is currently empty with a very slight huff and puff, and just kind of like shaking my leg the way that somebody with anxiety would,
Okay,
with
so
my
you're
arms
doing.
crossed.
Are you doing like classic like impatient knee tapping type of action? You
Kind
know what
of,
I
yeah.
mean? Like you're just yeah, like you're just kind of sort of tap 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 tap, just starting to get a little bit impatient. Okay, can feel it. So something's obviously eating away at you. Where do you, Thea, and you, Thomas, wish to be at the moment? This is all important for the next scene.
I'm going to be squeezing out of my car
Boy,
through the
girl,
driver's
will
side
you ever?
door
You're
and
squeezing with the best.
and saying to Tommy, "See, honey, it was made for this spot. Look at that. That is a perfect fit like a glove."
Let's not sit around for the perspiration, I guess. Mind the table. Come on.
Do we sweat?
Right?
Something about perspiration.
You hear a knock on the outside of the garage door. Hey, I'm here a bit early.
All right, I'm coming.
Okay. You open the garage door?
Yeah.
Okay. As you open the garage door, you kind of look around and use what light sources are available both within and kind of on the street. And well, that's weird. Huh? You don't see anyone, but you hear kind of a low whisper. Hey, you Jag?
The character looks around. Hey.
Got some tomato seeds for you, pal.
Right.
Look, even though you can't see me, I'm not an asshole. Can I come in?
Hey.
Thanks. You can't really pinpoint exactly where this voice is coming from, but you don't hear anything, you don't really feel anything, and you can kind of just assume that perhaps whoever it is has gone in if you choose to kind of close up the garage. Thea, if you're still here, you hear that as well. Fairly clearly, this person's being quiet, but not so quiet that like, you would require any sort of extra rolls. So you do hear this. Do you choose to take a look or do anything, or are you just curious about that situation?
Oh, yes. So I would have tried to move towards the front of the garage so that I could see who was there. Of course, if he can't see anybody, I'm guessing I can't see anybody either.
Nope, you also cannot. You do hear the whisper though. As the garage door starts to be pulled down, you can both hear the you can both hear the person go, fucking cramped in here. Yeah, you need a better place, pal.
Tell me about it.
Yeah, well, hey, look, I'm not judging. I live in a shithole too. It's fashionable. Told the ladies like it. It's chic. Got good feng shui, or whatever the fuck they're trying to sell. Right. You got a place we could sit, like not in this garage.
Yeah. Just behind the table.
Oh, all right.
Come on. Oh.
All right. There's enough light in here that you can get a full-on description. What you both see, Thea, if you choose to look, and Thomas, is a figure suddenly materialize in one of the chairs, kind of cramped in the corner. A short, gangly, lanky, hideous man. If you think it's a man, he's not a man. He has elongated ears, kind of a sloped bald head, horribly monstrously disfigured face, kind of crooked fangs, and kind of oddly slitted eyes, almost like a cat, and horrible scarring just all over the skin that you can actually see. Some of it appears to be in a perpetual state of, I guess, like peeling. His hands, for the most part, would have appeared normal were it not for the kind of long, elongated, kind of bony fingers that definitely stand out, like longer than normal. He kind of clicks 4 of his fingers against the table, and he looks around, and he looks over at your character. He kind of gives you an up and down, Thea. Holy fuck! Hello, little lady. Ooh.
Would I have ever seen one of his kind before?
No. This would be the first time that you would have seen someone like this. Does anybody have occult knowledge?
Yes.
Or politics? I'll accept either or.
I do have a cult.
I
You-
also have a cult.
Politics.
Oh my god, you fucking freaks. Okay. So, whoever is in the scene can roll occult or politics, whichever they wish to roll. I know Thea's a big fan of politics, but she might do occult.
I hate politics.
Fair enough.
And occult is all I have. I don't have politics.
No, that was the joke. You probably want to do politics.
okay.
Or, I'm sorry, occult. Yeah, I know you're not into politics.
Is it a
with-
cult and something else, or?
Well, if you're, do you ever choose to come back into the garage after kind of sorting out your next course of action, Star?
Oh, I did all of that in the garage. I was just posted against the corner where it was free and not taken up by a vehicle.
Okay, I got you. So you would have heard all that and seen it all as well. So that was a misunderstanding on my part. Sorry about that. I thought you kind of went just outside the garage into one of the other rooms, did something real quick, and then came back. Now that's not the case. No big deal. You hear all of that, see all of that, and you can interact with everybody. So you two can get an occult roll as well.
Yes,
Spoon,
but-
you have politics? Oh, sorry, go ahead.
With what attribute?
Yes.
Because you have to put 2 things.
This would be intelligence and occult, my bad.
Intelligence.
Or you may do intelligence and politics. Whichever is higher, whichever you should choose to use. Okay, that's fine. You don't need much. Oh, Thea. Give me that willpower, girl. Do you wish to reroll? Hell yeah. Oh.
Mm,
Okay, Tommy, you're fine.
I'm not going to.
Vivian, you're fine. Okay, maybe it's just an off day for you. I don't know. That whole event outside kind of weirded you out. It escalated pretty quick, and you're still kind of, maybe just a bit shocked at one of your companions, Like, this is something throwing you off, right? For everybody else who got at least a success, yeah, this guy is unmistakably a Nosferatu. Common knowledge of these kindred are that they are monstrously deformed as a result of the curse of vampirism. However, more details than that I cannot give you. That is his
So-
clan for sure.
I would not even know he's Nosferatu.
I'll tell you what. I'm feeling generous. Roll 1d10. I should have given you a bonus die because it's obvious enough. If you fail that, then it really is not your day. So just roll 1d10. Type /R
Mm-hmm.
1d10. Okay, so I'll give it to you. You would know too. Obviously from Clan Nosferatu. More details than that I cannot give you. That would require much higher successes. The more detail you want regarding the clans, the higher the number of successes you would need. Yeah, this ugly bastard, unmistakably from Clan Nosferatu. He's not ugly in a comical way either. He's actually genuinely, like, monstrous. Like, had you not known why he was here, he could genuinely frighten you. He's horrifying to look at. This is something that would pass for some excellent top-tier special effects, but everybody in this room knows better. He kind of looks over the group, but his eyes do settle on Thea primarily, with not so subtle interest, although he's not overtly offensive. He just kind of very much appreciates the view of a volcano from the distance. Ooh, Jag, you didn't tell me you kept such exquisite company. She's fucking fine. Hey, you got anybody?
Well, Sorry, I thought I heard somebody talking.
Yeah, sorry, he was directing that at Thea, and it seems like his attention is mostly focused on her, and that's not a surprise. She's very attractive. And if you're a less than polite person, you might just say it out loud without giving a shit. I'm going to double check, because I don't want to shortchange anybody. Vivian, are you also a spicy number? Unfortunately, your crime in life is being an average person.
Yep.
Thomas, are you a spicy number?
No.
You too are average. So Thea, you're a snowflake. Fuck you. You're beautiful.
Yep.
All right.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, he seems to regard you with a special interest, and you recognize that look even in his monstrous eyes. That's a very particular look that certain types of guys get. Very. Yep. It's what the French call she's hot, would smash. So yeah, he's even in his twisted features, you can definitely recognize kind of that bit, but he's not too overtly offensive with it. He's just mentioning, hey, you hot girl.
I'm gonna respond with, ain't got not looking, but
well, hey, look, being what we are, hey, change your mind. Might surprise you, but I'm in the market. He gives you kind of a shitty, like, crooked, toothy, a horribly unattractive smirk smile? Hard to tell.
Let me smash. Please.
Fuck you. Right, business. Jag. And, oh, wait a minute. He kind of looks just all the way in the little corner over there. Who's the mousy Asian? Yeah, you. He points at Vivian.
I'll look over at him and just be like, mouse. Really?
Yeah, that's what I said. How you doing?
You're kind of in a corner, Vivian.
Dandy.
He kind of looks between Thea and Thomas. Oh, I get it. I've seen lots of movies. I know what she's doing the whole, like, mysterious. Ooh, I get it. Okay, fine. So, is this your crew?
Unless I'm going to spawn one out of the ground.
All right. Well, hey, look. I'll just assume you know what you're doing. How much do you know about this unfortunate set of circumstances? Oh, right. Forgive me. You're giving me hospitality, and I haven't even introduced myself. Peter.
Tommy Jack.
Good to meet you, Tommy. Who's the pretty lady?
Thea.
Oh, Thea. Save you a little spot right here in the left corner of my heart, girl. And you? He looks over at Vivian. What do they call you?
Mouse.
Funny. Real funny. All right, we got the mysterious, enigmatic comedian. All right, fair enough. He looks over at your character, Tommy. Seriously though, what's her name?
Vivian.
Really? You don't look like a Vivian.
My character shrugs.
All right, well. So, what did they tell you about this job?
People have been going missing, interfering with the kindred matters.
Yeah, well, main problem is that a couple, and by a couple I mean a metric shitload of people, keep fucking vanishing from this area. And normally it's fine, but it's picked up to a point where even the CPD are starting to take notice. You know what I mean? This is one of those places that some of us tend to get our fix from, as it were. He does the vampire fangs motion with his fingers. But, we got cops and stuff starting to take more of an interest here, and other ventures that are being kind of obstructed by all this murder and kidnapping and gang warfare. It makes all of our lives harder, right? Thing is, we have a suspicion. Me and my people, you know how we are with this stuff. Any of you lot ever hear about someone named Sweetie Pepper?
Nicholas Wythe, right?
Yeah. Long story short, he's some black supremacist fucking dickhead that's stirring up a lot of trouble, especially in the what the fuck do they call it? Hospital sector. He's from back in the day, before civil rights. So, he still never really got over it. He's one of us.
It's like what? Malcolm X or Panther?
Yeah, you know how they are, fucking. We use racism to fight racism, something. You did it to us first. You know how it is. He's one of those types, but he's a real asshole. This guy has no limits, and he's looking for a guy. Don't know too much about that yet, but that's the word on the street. We don't got any names, but I've been suspecting for a while. Maybe he has something to do with this, because here's the thing. He's broke, right? Doesn't have much money, so you know how you get lots of money when you don't have much money? Anybody?
Drugs.
Pretty lady? Drugs? Yeah, that'll do it. Yeah. Criminal stuff. And, well, you're in Chicago, so guess what? Couldn't have picked an easier spot to do it. The problem is, some things... He kind of looks over at you, Sia. You want to say something?
Sorry. I'm coughing.
Oh, you're sipping
I just
coffee?
She's
No,
coughing.
no, I'm coughing. I
Oh.
didn't want to cough in the mic.
How dare you deprive me of genuine
She's-
roleplay?
I'm sorry.
Dying a second time.
Fuck you, minus 1,000 XP. Okay. Fair enough.
What have you done?
Right. So how many of you kind of get the gist of how things work in Kindred Society here in Chicago? I know you've gotten some, basic education, but I owe a favor to a guy who owes a favor, so now I have to fucking babysit. So, listen. You got questions. I got answers. I can give some of them, and I can help you along with this little ordeal. And who knows, maybe we become friends. And later on, we work together. What do you lot say to that?
Sounds good to me.
All right. What about you two? Mouse? You okay with that? You want friends, Mouse?
I guess that's fine.
Pretty lady? Friends are good, right? You like friends. You look like the kind that likes friends. Yeah? He nods.
Oh, honey. Well, you keep your friends close, your enemies closer. Either way, we getting close, I guess.
Ooh! Oh! Man, I thought he kind of puts a hand over his chest. Kind of strangely shaped, elongated, bony fingers, kind of right where his heart would be, and he goes, "You hit here just right. I just want you to know that. Really, really bring some life here. I don't even need to use the blush. I just, I got that feeling." Anyway, questions. Does anybody have them? Let's start in order, class. Mr. Jag, questions?
You said that this Nicholas White is looking for somebody?
Yeah, we don't really have a name, but word on the street is he's looking for some other dickhead who, funnily enough, I guess, if the rumors are true, he's kind of a reverse of Captain, Martin Luther. He's fucking going around, but he hates the blacks. And the Sweetie Pepper guy, he hates the whites. So you can see that, they're like alternate reality versions of each other. Like if I was doing a movie, right? Never mind. Look, you get it, right? They have some history, I guess. One guy might have killed another guy and just gets out of hand. But here's the thing. They're both old school, right? So they were born way back in the day. But because they're one of us, they have a long time to stew on grudges. I mean, you know what about stewing on grudges, right, ladies? Sometimes you just hold on to things for a long time. You play the long game, right? Yeah.
Well, you're going to have to explain something to me then, because I thought that most of these disappearances were coming from, well, the living, not the undead.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. I mean, we're having a hard time pinpointing where they're going, but we have some ideas why they're getting taken. The thing is, how do I put this? There's lots of people with lots of hands and lots of pots in Chicago, and this is a small pot. The problem is this small pot kind of touches on a really fucked up area of life that most people ain't too comfortable with. Like, for example, somebody gets shot, right? It's unpleasant. 40 people get shot, and it's a problem. You know what I mean? This is kind of getting into that way too many people are having this happen category, and that's what we're concerned about. I got some ideas. I think maybe they're getting trafficked or something. Selling them off, or I don't know, shipping them off somewhere. I have no idea. But what I do know is that there's a couple names that keep coming up. One of them is Sweetie Pepper for sure. I don't know if he's linked to these gangs or anything like that, but what I do know is that the Los Reyes and the Chicago Crips, they're at war right now. And it wouldn't surprise me if one of them was involved at the very least. But there's one more thing. I think the Sweetie Pepper asshole, he kind of he's making moves with this gang, I guess, that he runs or is trying to get into or some shit. They're called the Black Pea Stone Nation. I don't know. He's got his own coterie of, kindred, and he's kind of trying to use a lot of this situation to up his status and kind of make moves so he can find this guy and stir up trouble, basically. Look, we don't need that right now. There's a lot of problems in the world right now. Every single thing that happens to the sheep happens to affect what we do. You all get that, right?
Yeah.
So we need to find a way to put the kibosh on this problem, as it were. And, you lot were picked to investigate. Whatever happens in that investigation, well, the rules generally tend to be don't make too much of a fucking mess. And that's kind of where that ends. Oh, and keep your distance from the Camarilla, or Camarilla. I don't fucking know how they call it. Fucking Italians, they're weird. Just don't be too messy, and if you get good results, I have a feeling this will go somewhere for you. Well, not that I would make that call. We have a different deal with a lot of the other clans, but, I owe a favor, so I'm here to help. That's the gist of what I know. What about you, pretty lady? Any questions? Mousy? I know Mousie's got questions. She looks like the type.
I'm just gonna say that I was looking at him throughout the whole conversation, and then he calls me Mousy again, and I'm just gonna look off to the side, scratching behind my ear again, and just mutter the words mouse.
Yeah, he kind of he wraps a finger on his chin and he gives what you could only describe as kind of a mischievous, devilish, kind of crooked grin. Ah, well. Shy gals, right? That's fine. What about you, pretty lady? Questions?
Well, I am kind of curious about one thing. You don't seem like a farmer, and I'm a little bit confused what the tomatoes got to do with anything.
Oh, right. Look. Right. Cell phone thing, right? It's made life really fucking difficult for us. Obviously, right? It's not because of pictures or anything. It's just, if we text something or say something, I mean, whatever. Most people don't think much about it. The world is a bit more complicated than most of the sheep know, right? Things happen behind the scenes, certain organizations, certain people, things get complicated. With this little thing, he pulls out a kind of a flip phone. This fucking thing makes this thing that we do, especially me, that's why you don't see my kind out pretty much at all, makes this very hard. And unpleasant, I would say. So we have to be extra careful. And I don't like it, but general rule is they also track what we say on this shit. Those government fucks in movies? They're listening in on people, but they don't know kind of thing. We don't know, but we just assume they do. And, most of them will probably think what we're talking about is bullshit, but how some people get into those positions, they get really into something, they look a little bit too deep, and then we have to take corrective action. You know what I mean? It's unpleasant, rather avoid it, so just, we use the code speak, I guess is what I'm trying to say. That kind of explains it. That being said, though, I tried to start up a garden, but I was bad at it. My dad was good at it, but I'm fucking terrible. Last thing I planted, I think I forgot about, and it just kind of wilted away in a corner. Sunlight helps. That's what I'm told. Yeah, it wasn't good.
I real quick, I want to whisper to myself a couple more times, just the word
Sure.
mouse. So just being in there like mouse, mouse, and then still scratching my ear and whispering all of this. I just want to whisper, Malkavian Nosferatu.
Well, unless you're making a concerted effort to hide the things you're saying, people will hear them. I'm assuming that's the intention, right?
Yeah.
Cool. He kind of seems briefly distracted and kind of looks over in the corner. Think your mouse is squeaking.
You have to do that.
Yeah, she here with us? Wait. What was the first word you said? He kind of thinks for a couple seconds. Oh, he gives you a real close look, like a real close. Like he sort of leans forward, kind of splays out his hands a bit, and he kind of just looks at you as closely as he can. Hold on, I'll make a fucking check here. Oh, yeah. Hey.
A lot of fucking dice.
Yeah, all right. That makes sense. Yeah, she's a Malky. In kindred speak, because we don't really do the politically correct thing. Well, I mean, us over on here on this side, she's fucking crazy, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So she'll say things, and sometimes see things. Problem is, like, they're actually pretty helpful sometimes. Other times they kind of fuck up completely, and then you take the blame. Don't worry about it. That makes a lot more sense, though. As for you, he kind of looks over at Thea. Let's see. Is that how you're dressed, Thea?
My profile photo?
Yeah, is that a leather jacket?
That is a leather jacket.
Okay.
You spicy.
He kind of looks at Thea and just well, I'd be surprised if I was wrong here, but looks like this scrumptious morsel has a first way guaranteed ticket into the I'm a Dickhead Leather Jacket Club. We call those Bruja. They're all right. Bit rowdy, rough around the edges types, but they can be okay. They're kind of into a lot of weird ideas, especially these days. Something, fight the power, the man, yada yada. That's what it used to be. Now it's now it's fucking real weird. But yeah, that's kind of where she comes from. And Jag, you're a weird one. I don't think. Am I wrong? Pretty lady, is that's where you're from, right? You got to be a Bruja. Leather jacket's like initiation. They basically pick you guys out for those things.
I don't know why I was picked out, and I'm not really into labels, but
yeah, that's
sure.
a Bruja. Yeah, that's a Bruja. Yeah, I'm not into labels, man. Like, yeah, okay, I get it. It's nothing personal. I'm just saying, tends to be a pattern. Do you think they picked me because I was beautiful? The answer is yes. Well, they're real
honey,
assholes.
Sure.
So, yeah, well.
Before whatever this is.
Well, I do take care of myself as best as I can. We have our off days. What about you, Jag? Where are you from? You don't really look like you have any traits I can recognize.
I wasn't told why. And I wasn't given much of a choice.
Oh, you know what I love about this kindred society? All of us have daddy or mommy issues. Ain't it fucking great? Why did you make me, Dad? This kind of shit. Mom doesn't love me. She turned me in love. Yeah, it's great. Anyway. Don't worry, you're among friends. Most of us have no fucking idea why people chose us for certain things. Hey, but live forever? Good deal, right? Yeah? No?
Well, it depends on who you ask, I guess.
I mean, shit, what were you doing with your life before?
I wasn't winning.
Yeah, well, Leather Jacket Club, right? So, safe to say, maybe things weren't going your way. And Mousy over there, well, back in my day, I know where we put people like that, but times has changed, So yeah. Ooh, cuckoo. And as for you, Jag, well, I can't pinpoint what the fuck you are. Ain't you don't got any vibes. You ain't in a business suit. You ain't got a leather jacket. You ain't part of any. You're not talking yourself crazy. You're not as beautiful as me. So obviously, and you're not as beautiful as some other less pleasant clans to deal with. So
You're telling me that this weird supernatural curse has clicked?
clicked. Yeah, we got clans, of course. All of us have clans. We all belong. We all come from someone somewhere. Even if she does, you do. Hell, even I do. They told you enough to not get into trouble. I'm guessing, right?
Just about.
Yeah, I mean that's fair, all right? We can't have you going out and making a scene, but when it comes to the finer histories, I mean, well, it's kind of you either live or you die, and seeing as how all three of you were alive, you're doing okay. Another thing, Spoon, it is currently 9 in the evening. By the way, your phone rings. Ring, ring.
Fucking popular today. Oh, so we don't want to be heard?
It's less of a ring, I guess, and more of a "you've got mail" kind of thing. Little. Mm-hmm. Do you wish to read it or put it off to the side?
I'll read it.
Okay, yeah, it's a text message from. It's a text message, and I will send you a message as to who it's from.
Excellent.
That's what it says, Spoon. In spite of her age, she's always been rather, surprisingly sharp and capable with the new technologies. That's what it says. That being said, right. Questions. Right. How much do you guys know about this? This whole. Oh, no, not that. We could focus on that later, baby. But I mean the whole living as, basically a fucking walking dead body. Except, like, the cool kind. We're not zombies, so we can still do, like, things, but...
I mean, we're dead. We walk. Walking dead.
Yeah. Do you know kind of... You don't know anything about why you're here, who picked you, why they picked you, why they're putting you here in this situation, that. They basically just, you popped out of mom's metaphorical wound and they said, get to work, kid. Was that about the gist of it?
Was that the gist for you?
Generally speaking, it's kind of how it works for most of us.
Well, then it seems we all have the same mommy issues.
Oh, hell yeah. See, I knew we would bond. You were saying?
Said something about Bruges, right?
Yeah, that's Pretty Lady's clan over there. But they ain't usually, like, that good looking, though. Maybe they fucked up. It's fine. He seems genuinely puzzled, like...
And
yeah, I'm starting to...
I'm assuming he's like looking at me with like his head cocked kind of a thing.
So he, like, at first he was much more taken, but of course he's acclimating to, like, your guys' presence. He's hearing you talk and stuff, but he occasionally gives you a side glance. You're very attractive. Like,
anytime he gives me like a confused side glance, I'm going to give it right back to him.
Ooh,
just as confused.
So you're giving him the pipe, well, not really confused. He's confused now, but usually what he does is he gives you kind of the damn, kind of side eye, right?
No, I mean like now that he is confused.
You look at him back in an equally confused manner. That's what you wish to do?
Yes.
Yeah, you kind of give him a confused look back. Oh, I get it, right? Because yeah, so usually how this shit works is each clan kind of has a thing, usually, sometimes, but not really, and usually people that come from your clan pick people with, lofty ideals or some sort of, like, rebellious nature, or, they're rough and tumble type folks, or just, real I guess, like, look, I don't know all the details, but real shit disturbers kind of thing. They tend to pick those people. For Mousy over there, honestly, I can't pick out a pattern with them if my life depended on it. As far as I'm aware, that guy just was feeling funny a particular night. She just happened to be there. You know, you never know with Malkavians, or maybe he saw something. Who knows? But they're strange, man. They're scarier even than us. Something off with them. As for Jag over here, I'm not really seeing much. She looks pretty goddamn normal, I guess, for one of us. But you two, yeah, you two are obvious. Oh yeah, for sure. But something tells me that he looks over at you, Thea. Yeah, something tells me that your sire definitely won a bet with a Toreador, because you do not belong in that clan, girl. You're way too good looking for Bruja. Oof.
I don't
I've seen-
belong in any clan,
Yeah, right.
and my sire's a jackass.
I know. Papa and you have your differences. Get it. You'll get over it, maybe. And if not, you know, whatever. You move away or you kill him, right? I mean, we've all seen the movies, right? But, anyway, enough about that shit. What can I help you with? I was sent here to assist with this stuff. You got any more questions for the job? Or maybe you're just gonna ask how I feel, you know? Maybe you're gonna ask about me. No, you're fucking not. Alright. What can I help you with?
I was wondering who the hell the gang girl was supposed to be.
Oh, right. So they're kind of like, I guess they would be closer to nature, I suppose. Like, imagine very angry hippies. Kind of. They're closer to, I mean, I don't know. Listen, they tend to be more in touch with certain aspects of our nature that most of us try to suppress. They tend to be a bit closer to that side of us. I think all you know what I'm talking about. You know, you have a little voice in the back of your head that's fucking with you all the time. You know?
Oh, good. I don't have that.
Yeah, they tend to be a little bit more vulnerable, closer to, you know how that goes. They're definitely in touch with that animalistic side. Nature guys and gals, you know, that's kind of what we call them. You know, they're all right. They're usually pretty good to do business with and whatnot. Resourceful too. They're pretty good fucking spies. You wouldn't think so. Mean in a fight, but they're not people. They're not about kindred or even people. They just kind of do their own thing. They're kind of like Bruja, but they were nice enough to skip the leather jacket entry requirement, so that's a good one. But
Look, I'm sorry, but all of this clan nonsense, it sounds like a bunch of schoolyard bullshit.
it's basically what it is, right? I mean, you go from kindergarten, right, to middle school when we're humans, to high school, into college, or not, and then you go into the other school, work, or the other school, politics, or both. Everything's high school, right? Never changes. We just change the word. Come on now.
Speaking of high school bullshit, any idea of how to avoid any of this powder vacuum fuckery from the Camarilla?
Well, you can't. You can minimize damage, but something big is brewing right now, and it's not something I think they want to throw fledglings into. Not yet. At least not in an official capacity. There's something really ugly about to happen, and yeah, I think you lot are best maybe sticking to your lane, if you catch my drift. The lady that set you up, Miller, yeah? She knows what she's doing. She's a smart gal. I don't know who she works for, but what I do know is definitely stay on his good side. Definitely. I don't care how hard you are. I've seen things happen that may be tied back to Miller and her benefactor, like she calls him. And he's very good at what he does. But to be fair, we've worked with him. Nosferatu, we've exchanged things with him, information, stuff like that, and he's good to his word. But I guess what I'm trying to say is don't fuck on him unless you want to risk final death.
Speaking of things not to fuck with, I was told to stay away from the Berwyn area. Are lupines
Right.
supposed to be code for something?
Right. Well, this is when you're new. Everybody always gets excited, but don't. Werewolves. They're real.
You
I'm
shit.
assuming we're not friends.
No, I'm not playing games. They're real, and they. You ever seen Van Helsing?
couple
Oh,
times.
fuck.
Yeah, like that. Yeah, like that. They fucking kill us. Yeah, it's not good. We require a lot of tools and a lot of very powerful people to fight them, and it's not easy, and they usually kill us. Stay away from them. If you see one, hide, run, do whatever you can to get away. They will fucking kill you. Do not. Many a kind of a familiar, would-be tough guy got too familiar with one of those wolves, and well, funnily enough, we usually just encounter the cubs, I guess is what they call them. Yeah, they fucking kill us. So get on your knees, suck their dicks, eat their vaginas, whatever you got to do to get away from them. Just don't fight them, because that will be the end for you. And the end for us is not like the end for people. You catch my drift?
No.
Okay, well, let's hope that you never have to catch it,
I
because
keep
it could
hearing
get
the
ugly.
term final death.
Permanent death, you go from vampire land to, well, what's assumed to be damnation, horrible burning, so on and so forth, but none of us really know. What we do know is
So
that you
then-
never come back.
So then
Right.
it's exactly the same as it is for humans.
He kind of shrugs. I don't know. We have a lot of, legends and things attached to that. Thea, you have a cult, right?
I do. Well,
Chicago,
barely.
Chicago does have a fairly thriving occult scene, although anything genuine about kindred society would have been exceedingly rare. Give me an intelligence and an occult check, and if you get a fairly generous number of successes, I will give you a small piece of information that could be helpful. But bear in mind, this is a very difficult check.
Granted, I only have the one occult because I started looking into occult after being turned.
There's
So
there's odds that you could have gotten lucky. Okay. I would have called for more than that, but you did not get lucky perusing, your local Wiccan shop or any kind of out of the way sort of niche hobby area. You didn't really find anything that, you read the same stuff everybody else did. Can't enter without permission, crucifixes, running water, like the general myths, right? Okay. Yeah, don't go there until, I guess, they figure it out. A while back, they sent a couple good people in there to get some information, and only one of them came out. And the scarring didn't go away. It's still there. He's got it forever. Left side of his skull almost torn off. It healed as much as it could, but the marks are still there. That's how badly they fuck us up. So, just be careful. That's all I'm saying. You ain't my family, but I don't wish harm on you. Just, friendly warning kind of thing. I was young once too, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, and ready for the world. They'll beat that out of you. Don't worry. Right, about your job. Look, I have some information if you're interested, unless you guys just want to figure it out on your own.
I'll take it.
Thank
But
you.
So, Sweetie Pepper. One of those gangs is bound to know something about him. Maybe go and find a way to interrogate them or get them alone or do whatever you got to do. But, you could try the Crips. You could try you could just try the Black Gang. He's a black supremacist dickhead. So, it's not stereotyping or anything, but, there's a chance that maybe because he's black and they're black, you know how this goes, right? Just ask. Maybe they've got the highest odds. But something tells me maybe he's playing them both. He's got his own gang, Black Beast Stone Nation. There ain't no love lost between those guys. Whether you're white, black, or whatever, all those gangs kill each other the same. So, maybe see if you can get some of their members off on the sly and bribe them, torture them, kill them, whatever you got to do to get the information. Oh, right. Hope you kids are good at taking notes, because the name of one of the gangs is the Los Reyes. The name of the other gang, Chicago Crips. And Sweetie's gang, Black Pea Stone Nation. Just, if you're feeling comfortable about it, ask around. If you're feeling brave about it, ask around openly. Yeah. Say, Vivian,
Mm-hmm.
do me a favor.
Yep.
Hold on here. I just need to see one thing. I'm going to send you a message, and you tell me.
While you're sending that message, I'm going to run to the restroom. Sorry.
There
Oh,
you go.
no, you sent it already.
Never! You're my captive prisoner. You may never leave. All right, go ahead. Imagine using the restroom.
I don't know if she would have a way to at this very moment, but maybe in the future.
Okay, so right now it's more of a personal affair.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Now I'll be back.
That was you, Star?
Yeah.
Oh, you need to go to the restroom.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you're my prisoner. Fuck you. Okay, go ahead.
I have to start talking in an accent the entire time, just so that you know it's me.
I don't know why you guys sound very similar on my mic. I actually sound very different in real life than I do on the microphone, but you guys, for some reason, sound very similar. I don't know why. I keep confusing you two.
Well, I'll make sure I talk like this the whole time then.
Oh, honey. All right, sweet. Thank you very much.
All right.
Rightio. Let's take a quick break until Star gets back.
Okay.
Don't want her to miss anything. But yeah, how are your characters feeling? What are you guys thinking so far of this interaction with this fellow? They got any opinions, suspicions? Give me the good role play juicies.
Pretty on the level.
I don't know. Like, at first, like, just weirded out because he looked weird and I do not like the way he looks at me. But am used to that. So.
Yeah, when you're beautiful, you know.
Other than that, I think just,
Seems...
he's kind of, like, over it.
Does he seem a bit rough around the edges, perhaps?
Not any worse than what I'm used to.
Okay.
Yeah, so, you know, you're pretty good at kind of getting a feel for that sort.
I'm
Okay.
used to truckers and by me, I'm like Thea. Thea is used to and all of that kind of crowd, so.
I think the kind of guys that Thea was used to are probably much more abrasive on average, if I had to guess. Is that a fair assumption?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Makes sense. Star, what do you think of this situation so far? How's your character feeling about the interaction, things that are going on, you know, the guy that the thing really that you've just met? How's this kind of going on in her head? You know, how she's organizing her thoughts about it?
Well, a lot of the thoughts going through her head are a mixture between this guy being crazy and ugly, which can only point to somehow he is in both the Malkavian and the Nosferatu clans.
It's definitely just in one, but that is probably the nicest thing anyone could assume.
And then between listening to all of this, she will take note of, and actually I need you to repeat the gang names. Was it Los Reyes? And then you said, was it Black Crips or just Crips?
Los Reyes, the Chicago Crips.
Chicago Crips.
And the Black P Stone Nation Gang.
Okay, Black P. Yeah.
Based on the information that you guys have and what he is telling you he suspects, he suspects that a lot of these, because the Nosferatu were kind of like information brokers, right? But he has lots of stuff he has to keep track of, so they don't always know everything about every situation. But he suspects that they're all in on something, and perhaps one of the reasons why this kind of amplified kidnapping is happening is, well, simply put, during competition, right? Like typically, if for example, when gang members face competition, right, one of two things happens: drug dealing rises on both ends, right, as they try to outcompete each other, and when it starts getting to the point where they can no longer compete without violence, they typically start killing each other, right?
Right.
That's kind of what he suspects at the moment. So that is what he has communicated so far. He also gave you a name, Nicholas Sweetie Pepper White. He is a noted and known black supremacist dickhead. and he is apparently looking for a guy, but they don't know who just yet. He is also stirring up trouble in the, I believe it's the west side with the hospital quarters. A lot of the, some of the protests and stuff out there. Supposedly he might have something to do with, but nobody's really sure. A lot of this information is still kind of in development. But the guy is bad news. Like, he's a genuinely scummy human being based on what Peter is saying.
Right.
Not a,
As far as like how she's feeling, like I said, a lot of it's gonna be like kind of scatterbrained. So like while I understand outside of the game that he is, you know, in only one single clan because of the way he talks and the way he looks in her head, she's like, you know, thinking about the Malkavians and the Nosferatu double-sided thing there.
yeah, she's doing her mix and match. You're ugly on the inside, he's ugly on the outside kind of thing.
Right.
That's some deep fucking romance, girl. I like it.
And then she'd probably also still be like pent up about not being able to take her normal nightly walks. But other than that, she would be listening to what he's saying. And she would be absorbing the information for later use, of course.
Okay. I got it. So you're taking your notes, you're acting a little bit strangely, but they've already kind of been briefed that you're probably crazy and maybe that'll make it easier for you to be weird. Okay, fair enough. Spoon, how does Tommy feel about the situation?
Tommy's just trying to pump this guy for info, and a lot of what he's saying seems to line up.
Peter kind of leans back a bit. Ah, fuck. Hey, you think maybe like fucking spring? This couch is a bit rough. Hey, you got anything to he kind of does the clicky fangs motion around here?
Nothing really.
I want to look at.
If you want it, depends if you want it warm or cold. I'm pretty sure there's somebody else by the side of the street.
Do you mean the guys that I blew the brains out of?
Oh yeah, that's
what's his name? Danny? Hold on. Dano? David? Donald? Dead Donald. Yeah, Dead Donald's out there.
wait, dead? What? When you drain him completely?
No, he crawled away, but I'm sure he's dead by now.
Oh.
I mean, you can go check.
Well, I had to take a little bit of a wide berth. I think that area is going to heat up pretty soon here, just for a little bit while they clean it up. You know.
Right.
Either way, Tommy, it sounds like he really needs something to eat if a spring is hurting him.
I mean, you know, it's mildly uncomfortable. Hey, fuck you! I got that barb. Sheesh. He kind of. You can see that his eyes suddenly flit over to the left as if he's noticed something. Everybody give me a wits and awareness check.
Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah.
Who the hell gave you permission to be this spicy, Vivian? Okay, Thea, respectable. Mr. Jag, don't disappoint Papa or beatings will follow, you motherfucker. Damn it. It was blanket first! Alright, you escape this time, Spoon-a-Lot, you fuck. Okay. You all succeed. You notice that his vision seems to have flitted very briefly to something very kind of tiny, skittering around just neath the kind of wooden post underneath the couch. And with surprising speed, he snatches it up quickly, and you see he has a little mouse in his hand.
I squeak.
It doesn't take long. He kind of looks at it, and he's fairly quick about it. He just kind of breaks its little neck and then just starts just munching on it right in front of you. It's it's kind of horrific to watch. Like something out of a horror movie.
I don't squeak in a scared way. I just simply whisper under my breath, squeak.
He kind of just munches on it for a bit and then kind of looks around and sort of lowers it a little bit self-consciously. Sorry. Been a while. Rough day. He kind of takes a little bit from it, and then he looks around. Hey, do you mind if I? He kind of points at your a nearby garbage can. Do you mind if I it's done? Can I just throw it in there?
Go ahead.
He looks at your. Thanks. He throws the little mouse in the garbage can. Fucking hair. Right. Well, if that's all you need, damn, that was easier than I thought. Oh, you what do you lot packing?
Enough.
A lady never tells.
Holy fuck! Listen, the last time it never mind. Okay, fine. Well, I guess you've got most of what you need to know. But hey, look, I won't be seeing you a lot for a while, so if you got anything to ask, do it now, because I'm a busy guy. I'm important, big shot.
Where's the tomatoes?
Did you actually want tomatoes?
I wouldn't mind some tomatoes. I like tomatoes.
Yeah, but how are you gonna eat them?
They're just nice to have around.
Right, you want decorative tomatoes.
Look, I haven't gotten used to this whole life yet. For the time being, yes, I just want them around.
Yeah, where are you gonna plant them?
Well, I could take you through the whole thing if you'd like, Sugar. And sounds like you might need help with that. It's not that hard to grow a tomato.
Oh no, I'd have to spend more time with you. How terrible, girl. Any night, any place, any day.
I
We
just
hold
want
hands too.
Honey, you bring me tomatoes, and I will surely spend the time with you to help you grow it. That's just good Southern hospitality.
Is that a date? He kind of looks at you, a little twinkle showing up in his eye, and that mischievous smirk just barely creeping along the left side of his face. Listen, objectively, this man is monstrously horrific. But do you think he's charming?
He is charming.
Yeah.
However, oh honey,
He's packing the wrong body parts.
don't press.
You
She swings both ways. Honey, don't press luck. I hope you grow a tomato, but that's the only sowing you gonna be doing.
Well, if you're not going to help me grow a carrot, I guess I'll settle for a tomato. All right. I'll see what I can do. But not for free, of course. I'll get you some tomatoes. You'll just owe me a little favor. Nothing too crazy. Deal?
Your time seems like a favor enough.
Oh, that doesn't sound like a very good deal.
Just a small favor. I mean, listen, I'm going out there and getting you something. You can at least reciprocate it. It won't be anything crazy. It'll be something of equal value, yeah?
Don't
Yeah,
worry.
the
Fia.
equal value will be growing you a tomato plant, Sugar.
Yeah, but I can't do anything with that.
I'll go and buy the tomato seeds. We don't need him, and then he can just lose the time he would have had with you.
Are you saying that out loud?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Mousy, listen. You've been
still not
quiet
looking
this
at
whole
it.
time until you've started trying to cock block me. You want to bring it down from 11 to 1 again? Thanks. Appreciate it. Fuck
So-
now.
I was
Sorry,
I was kind of smiling, smirking, playing along with him, and did find him charming until that moment. My emotion, my face immediately changes, be like, "No, you're right. Yeah, I think that's a good idea, honey. You buy me some tomatoes. That's a good idea. Never mind. We all right."
He kind of looks over at Mouse. All right, understandable. You know what? Maybe you'll reconsider, but no hard feelings. He gives Mouse a second look. All right. Well, I'm going to be on my way. If you need any more help, after I'm gone from here, the conditions of my favor are done. And, if you want anything else from me, information, possible dates in the future, you need to kind of get in touch with me through Miller, yeah? So, if you want any more info on this, use it now. Otherwise, you're on your own, detectives.
What's his name?
Who's Miller?
Peter. Rosalind. You know her name is...
Rosalind.
Yep, Rosalind Miller. That is her name.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. Got it. Vivian, do you
Mhm.
wish to do anything? What I'm going to do now is I'm going to be taking you guys singularly for certain scenes. So we'll start with Vivian. Is there anything Vivian would like to do?
What time is it?
It's still about around 9. So what's happening now is he's getting ready to leave. If anybody wants to ask additional questions, now's the time because he said he's going to book it. Anything
Okay.
at all that comes to mind?
I personally have no
Professional
idea what
courtesy
questions
being
to
what it
ask.
is, did you want me to take a look at you?
What for?
You said it's been a rough day. I assume that means a tussle?
He kind of raises a hand to remove metaphorical, non-existent glasses from his eyes, and then he looks at you real close. Hey pal. That's really great and all, but I'm fucking dead. My whole life is a problem. So, I appreciate that, but what I got going on, yeah, you can't fix. Trust me, I don't think anyone can. We just kind of take it slow. But I appreciate the offer. I'll keep that in mind. Anyway, pretty lady, rat. He kind of begins to stand from his chair, kind of stretch out his limbs a bit, and leave through the garage entrance as stealthily as he can. Does anyone here keep their eyes firmly on him, or do you guys kind of just let him go and distract yourselves with something else?
I would have been looking away from them up until he turned his back to leave.
Okay, yeah. So he just turns his back to leave, so you're just watching him now?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he just continues toward the garage door to kind of peek it open a bit and leave through that tiny little crack as carefully as possible, given what he looks like. Anybody else wish to do or say anything?
I'm going to be watching him because I want to watch and make sure that the garage door closes.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's reasonably courteous, and he does close it behind him as he leaves. Spoon, any interventions you wish to do, or are you good?
I'll just call after. Safe travels, Peters.
Oh, yeah. Every day, baby. Easy on life? Yeah, it's fine. I think I'll see you lot around. Well, just try not to die on me, yeah?
I'll give it my best shot.
You seem like a nice lad, Jag. Just, well, I hope this coterie of yours works out. Seen a lot of them fail. Yeah, good luck. He exits. You are now left to yourselves and your own devices. Does anybody wish to do anything?
I'm going to walk over and check on Miss Mousy.
Lady,
So
the floor is yours.
I was just going to walk over to you and kind of lightly put my hand on your shoulder. You all right, sugar?
I'm fine. Why?
Well, you know you talk to yourself a little bit.
Don't you?
Well, not out loud.
Sometimes we all need expert advice. I just prefer to hear mine louder.
Oh,
Is
all
anybody
right.
here attempting to withhold or conceal information?
About?
In general, she asked if Star. She asked if your character, if she was okay, so on and so forth. Is that the truth? Is she okay? Is she fine?
She's anxious.
Okay, so you're not being completely forthcoming, right?
Correct.
Okay. Does Thea have any reason to kind of pay special attention to her, really pry, look for additional details? Like, is she suspicious, or is she just kind of casually going, "Hey, you cool?" Or what
No,
would you like?
she thinks she's weird. She's really
Girl, if
legit
that ain't reasonable.
she's legit concerned about this person who is supposed to be part of her coterie.
Okay. Would you like to do a contested roll?
I absolutely would.
Okay.
What do I do?
Well, so Thea, are you going to attempt to how am I gonna okay, give me a I'm trying to think here which Give me 1 second while I decide on the skills I want to use for this one. Let's see here. Oh, it's going to be insight plus insight and okay. Give me a wits and an insight check, Thea, and Miss Vivian, you mousy troublemaker. Give me a. We're going to conceal. So give me composure and subterfuge. You're basically trying to kind of put on the kind of the act that yeah, I'm fine, just whatever, every day kind of right, like most people do. Are you okay? I'm fine. Right? You're just kind of you're not really trying to lie elaborately. You're just sort of trying to make it seem like everything's normal, right?
You
Okay,
said
Thea. Sorry.
composure and subterfuge.
Yes, for you, Vivian, it's composure and subterfuge because you're actively trying to conceal something. Ooh, a tie. Okay.
Is it a tie though? Because mine are both green.
It is a tie.
Damn.
Wait, hold on. Actually, let's double check. 10 and a 6. Okay, there's no critical there. 10. No, actually, you know what, Vivian? Because you cheat at my video game, you actually get a critical success on your roll. That is a critical success. So you actually have more successes than is listed here. You have 1, 2, so 2, 4. You have 5 successes because of how critical successes work. Thea, I love you, baby, but that's 3. That's still good. But Vivian has mastered the skill known as being lucky as fuck. So you're out of luck. But you may still roleplay it out as you wish. So go ahead, ladies. How does this interaction go about? It's all you. The floor is yours.
I don't remember the last thing that you said.
I said sometimes I need expert advice. I just hear mine louder.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. All right. Well, I mean, I can understand that. I know it's been tough for me going through all this. It can take a toll on a person. How long you been dead?
Oh shit! How long have I been dead? My age is somewhere. Oh no, it went away.
You guys have all been dead for a roughly similar amount of time. You guys can use any time period from a couple weeks to a month, whichever you wish.
Oh, I have a birthday? I somehow managed to miss this part of the character sheet.
There's a lot.
I'll look at her and then look up and think, I don't know, 3 or so months.
Okay.
Wow. Well, quite a bit longer than me then. Heck, what do I know? Maybe that's the next stage I gotta look forward to. Losing my mind.
Remind me again what year it is in the game?
2017.
Thank you.
Before the world got insane, but when it was starting to get there.
Or before? There's a before?
Yes, ma'am. Most definitely.
What month is it?
I believe it is currently, so it was winter last time I said, so you're probably looking at like September.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure I said September. I'm going to double check.
September is winter where you are?
Yeah, I'm in Canada. So, I mean,
God.
I guess it's always fucking winter here, but September is especially winter here.
All right,
I mean, I knew that, but it's for me, it's like we have a week of winter.
Yeah, we don't have long winters. What we have is very moody, generally humidity, cold weather. So it's
And I should say it's more like a week of fall, not really winter.
Yeah, I mean, we just call it winter because that's how seasons work. But sometimes we have snow. We had snow a couple weeks ago, so sort of counts. Eh. Winter seems good.
I never put my weapon.
Well, you don't seem violent. Winky face.
There's a pistol.
Yes.
What do I put for armor value?
Jack Diddley, my dear, you have no armor. You are
Sweet.
a vampire. Your armor is LOL, what the fuck is a bullet?
All right. Notes. LOL. What the fuck is a bullet? Got it.
After I made that statement,
Yes.
if Vivian isn't responding, I'm just going to walk away.
Sure. Do you respond to Thea's kind of inquisitive questions, or do you kind of just, I'm fine, just sometimes need some help. Something too deep.
Oh, right. I was trying to look something up real quick. Give me just a moment.
Oh, okay.
Sure. Tommy, do you wish to intervene at all? Say anything, or are you just kind of stoic at the moment?
My character is currently messaging the character back on his phone, and I assume during this period of time.
Sure. Gotcha. You're currently texting on your phone. Understood. All right.
How does the second sight thing work?
Oh, we want to start using powers, huh?
Aw, come on.
Okay, I respect it. Let's have a look at how your power works so that you can get the most value out of it. Are you trying to drive her crazy?
Uh,
I'm just fucking with you. Obviously not. Second
I mean,
sight.
that does sound
Don't
fun,
give
actually.
her fucking ideas, dude.
Well, I don't think just saying. Okay. You would like to use hold on. I'm gonna do what a good GM does and check your fucking character sheet instead of being a mongoloid and guessing. So gonna see. Okay, well, you don't have the power I'm thinking of, but you definitely have the other one I'm thinking of. What would you like to do, Vivian, my sweet summer child, my innocent, delicate little flower that would never do anything fucked up to our dear, precious party member? Hmm? 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 What do you wish to do?
Not what you're thinking, but God, it sounds fun. I was just looking at the Macavian stuff, trying to figure out what second sight was.
Occasionally, when you may be subject to certain visions, voices, or things that may impart very valuable or very useless information. It depends. It's not always on extremely, but on the odd occasion, I will throw something your way when relevant.
Okay. Does it happen on its own randomly, or do I have to touch something?
If you fail certain rolls or get messy criticals, or if it's narratively appropriate, I might spring something spicy on you. Right now, it's safe to assume that you're safe. I thought you were using one of your powers around
No.
or on Thea, which I don't think she needs any help going crazy right now. She seems like she's going through a lot.
Yeah, you made it sound fun, though.
I mean,
I will
never.
simply just take a step closer to her
I
and
mean,
brush a hair out of her face and see if the second sight thing does anything. If it doesn't, then it doesn't, but whatever.
Okay. I'll tell you what. I'm feeling particularly degenerate. So hold on. Let's see what we can do for you, ladies. Okay. Let's fuck. Here's what happens. You Thea, if you allow this to happen, here's the situation. Okay. She takes Vivian kind of suddenly just takes a kind of a delicate step forward, and she kind of reaches out one of her small dainty hands and just attempts to brush a bit of your hair away from your eyes. Do you let her do this?
yes.
Okay. Vivian, as you do so, what you see doesn't make sense for the entirety of that one singular second. It's quick, a flash, but everyone else just kind of sees you bizarrely move some of Thea's hair away from her face, and that just looks entirely normal. But what you see is you are moving a large cast of hair from her face, as though you were parting a curtain of some kind. And when you part this curtain, briefly, in almost a flash, you see her features contort and twist into something serpentine. And a wide mouth with curved, elongated, viper-like fangs suddenly snatches out at you before the vision winks out.
Would there be something I roll to see if I don't jump?
Yeah, I will actually have you roll composure and resolve.
Why are these not in alphabetical order? Wait, composure and resolve are the same area?
Yes, you can roll 2 attributes together.
Oh, shit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look at that. It's right there. Sweet. Fuck.
Let's see what you're looking at. 1 success. Is that a success? Hold on, I'm gonna fucking put my old man glasses on. Count failures in this house. Okay.
What's a 1 again?
So a 1 is basically just like that's just telling me how many successes you have.
No,
and then
I
if
mean
I'm,
like when you hover over the 0, it shows a 3 and a
Yes.
1. And I know that there's like a weird rule in this
Mhm.
game.
Critical failure.
Yes. However, you have a 3rd die. It's your hunger die, and that's also a die in your pool. So to explain what happens, let's say that normally I would say roll intelligence and occult, right? And let's say you have 2 intelligence and 1 occult, right? You have 3 dice to roll, right?
Mm-hmm.
What happens is the hungrier you get, you replace one of those die with a hunger die. So you're still rolling the same number of dice, but the hunger die, the more hunger die you have, the more they start to eclipse your current die. So you might go, well, what's the big deal? Well, the more hunger die you have, the higher your chance of messy criticals, which means you succeed well, but brutally, right? Like the beast kind of comes out and maybe assists you in a way that you didn't want or didn't expect, right? And it's not a subtle creature, right? Or you fail. And if you completely fail, even if you re-roll willpower and you get a failure on your hunger die, which cannot be re-rolled, you suffer the compulsion of your clan or a random compulsion, depending on how I think it'll fit the scene. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So that's how that works. Did that answer your question?
Yes.
Gotcha. All right. Well, Vivian, 1 success. It's enough to not, fall backward in terror, but you do visibly flinch away from her, like something like struck at you, like a dog biting you, or in this instance, the vision of some sort of snake-like creature lashing out to bite you.
Then when I pull my hand back, I'll look at her and just say, it seems we all have demons to hide. And then I'm going to swiftly tiptoe past her to leave this fucking place.
Yes. All right. Yeah, she's going to attempt to just. I don't know why. I picture the way like ballerinas move very gracefully, kind of on their tippy toes, but like you're not really a dancer, so you do it awkwardly. It's kind of eccentric, but it's sort of cute. It's kind of how I'm picturing it. Is that what you were picturing?
Yeah.
It's like a kind of a weird, sort of clumsy, but not really gracefulness. I don't know how to explain it. I've seen it a couple times in real life. It's the strangest thing.
My daughter does it.
Yeah, it's bizarre. So that's kind of what you're doing. So you'll attempt to kind
look
of
at her.
mosey.
Look at the way her body hangs there. Limp, bored, uninterested. Everything I like in a woman.
How dare you record me in my private hours, you fuck. Rightio. She's gonna tiptoe on by and attempt to leave through the garage door. Thea, what do you do?
I like when she
You
says
noticed that.
and
Yeah.
she walks away, like I just kind of look my body over
Mm-hmm.
and my eyes are kind of wide and I'm like, examining myself internally to make sure that I haven't daunted, kind of a thing,
No.
you know, without realizing it.
Yeah.
And
No,
just
I have the rule of competency. Unless you tell me you want to keep something on when the moment is past, I assume you turn it off.
okay, out of game, I know this.
Ah, okay,
In
gotcha.
game,
Mhm.
my character is very confused on
Yeah,
like why that just happened.
it was
Um,
very bizarre, and it's not like she was being sensual. It was almost like, I don't know, it's just a weird kind of reflex action, and then suddenly she acted like you tried to bite her or something. It's just fucking weird.
yeah. So
And what do you say to that?
I'm just kind of like in shock, just like letting her walk away.
Okay.
Freaked out about this chick even more than I was before. I just do not know what to think of her.
Yeah, she's her eccentricities are kind of unnerving. Makes her like unpredictable and not really on the level. You could predict somebody like Tommy maybe a bit better, but when people are addled like that, you just never know. So is that roughly what you're conveying?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. Her mental state does put you off. You don't really know how to handle her, how to deal with her, and guess what? That makes total sense because most people don't know how to handle people like that. Not even the people who train for it. So you're good. You're in the same pickle most people would be in. Mr. Jag, do you notice this if you're paying attention? You were texting, but that would be something where, just takes a couple seconds and then you look up and suddenly, Vivian flinches away from Thea randomly after like moving strands of her hair away from her face. Do you say anything? Do anything?
She said she was leaving the house, right?
She looks like she's attempting to kind of just inch out from the do you wish to leave through the garage door or through any other door?
Whichever door gets me out of this building the quickest.
Yeah, I mean the garage is a shitty fit, but it's still the quickest.
As she's
Then
leaving, I'll
that's
look
the
up for
door.
as she's leaving, I'll look up for my phone. Vivian, you right? If she ignores me,
I-
I'll just say, "Okay, bye."
I won't ignore him. I'll say I have somewhere to be, and then I'll leave.
Okay,
Okay.
bye.
You split off as well. So does Vivian. And we are left with Mr. Jag. Hmm. You have the information you need so far to kind of get on the trail, as it were. What would you like to do, Spoon? Do you wish to make any plans regarding this event? What's the idea here? Does anybody wish to make plans? We'll start with you, Spoon.
I want to start seeing if it was plausible that Donald was onto something when he kept going on and on about the Los Reyes wanting to take him somewhere.
Okay, how would you like to investigate this exactly? Safe to say that enough time has passed that if emergency services had gotten there, and you definitely would have, if you position yourself away from your garage where there are windows, you could potentially see if something is going on out there. It would be a bit more difficult to investigate this in that way.
I was thinking of interviewing some, shall we say, unseemly individuals with
Some of
no
the other
homes.
vagrants.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah. No, you can
see if this
definitely do that.
matches up.
Yeah, you will know one of the areas that you can go to. Do you wish to try and kind of coerce any of your party, or sorry, your coterie to go with you, or are you just kind of are you going to do a solo thing, see if you can get something on your own?
Uh,
Thea hasn't left yet. She's on her way out. Unfortunately, Vivian has slinky doodled out of that piece.
Well, Thea's parked in your garage.
right?
Yep.
I'm
She
just sitting
ain't
here
going
thinking,
very
it's like,
far.
and I'm just sitting here thinking in and out of characters like, if I bring Thea along with me, all those bribes suddenly stop being money and start being, can I sleep with the pretty woman?
She's very attractive, and if you've ever dealt with very attractive women in life, especially around men, that tends to go only one of two ways. Usually, in terms of what they want. It's not always
That's,
the case, but
Oh
when
God.
you're
that's kind
very
of what I'm
attractive,
thinking.
when you're very attractive, and this goes across most guys, that tends to be at the forefront because we like pretty things. So if that is a thing, then it's going to distract us usually, unless you have a iron sack and the willpower of a beast. It's difficult.
So, question.
Yes. And
According to the text
of which?
of the book, the Masquerade book,
Yes.
the undead would not actually be able to do the act and enjoy it
No.
unless their humanity was 7 or above.
Yes, ma'am. You would fake it.
Then what's the point? Why would there would not be a drive, right? Are you telling me that vampires that are 7 and below in humanity?
Well, let me tell you something interesting. You ready for this one? This doesn't always apply to everybody, but have you ever known, and this tends to apply more to women, so this will be the example, women who sleep with their boyfriends or husbands and don't really enjoy it, but do it for them because they like it?
Okay. Obviously that happens.
Right? So, for vampires, if you really care about somebody and that is something that you can obviously see they want from your character, even though you don't get anything out of it, if it makes them happy, and there's some other goal there, right? Like there's something else you get from them. Maybe they're a blood bag for you, or they keep one of your family members safe. You can fake that. You know what I mean?
Yes.
It's also a role play thing.
It's not, but I guess my question is, like Mr. Nosferatu, whatever, that was in here earlier. If he would not have a sex drive, unless he had a humanity of 7 or above, right?
You're making a lot of assumptions.
Okay.
You're making a lot of assumptions. Listen, the GM, I love looking at beautiful women. That does not mean that I'm just gonna, throw my penis around in a helicopter fashion and just, I hope it works. Like, well, not really. It's like, well, I mean, there's you can appreciate beauty without having to covet and have it. Does that make sense?
It does. I'm just trying to make sure that I'm understanding, like
why he would be
RP wise and everything else.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I'm trying to get in the mindset of, okay, like what are these guys actually going through?
Yes.
And like what are they feeling? The way I understood it was that they wouldn't even have like those kinds of thoughts unless they were 7 or above.
Well, again, you made a lot of assumptions. He just said you were very beautiful and he was captivated with you, but everything else that goes from there is up to you. You interpret it how you want. I will not tell you how to think about these things. What I will tell you is that every vampire will be different. Is he interested in actually maybe faking some stuff with you? Well, maybe. Is he just appreciating your unnatural beauty? Maybe.
Does he actually have a humanity of 7 or above?
Yeah, I mean, maybe he's not a terrible person. He's
just ugly.
Yeah, he's just sexy beyond measure. And I will leave you with those questions. You will have no spoilers, but here's what I can tell you. You ready? You ready for this one? Okay, I'm doing the whole
so ready.
Folding my fingers across my desk, looking very mysterious thing, but you can't see me.
Oh gosh.
You can try to contact him again. And he was interested. So if you want to learn more about this fellow for whatever reason, I mean, why not? You've got nothing to lose but time, and you're a vampire, so that means you have a lot of what?
I've got a lot of time.
Hell yeah, brother. You've got
I'll
all
ask
the time
Roslyn for his digits so I can hit him up in his DMs.
There
ask him about his sex drive.
Yeah.
Fucking up front with it. So about your sex drive.
Yo, Spoon, play that clip. That would literally be his response.
I will chew your meat. Are you crazy? Think I have to joke with you?
Yeah, I mean, listen. You can have I love it when you have assumptions about characters and you take it to fucked up wild places, because what's great is that you could be right, which is always satisfying, or you could be totally off the beaten trail and do some weird shit because so whatever assumptions you make are on you.
Okay.
And I would encourage you keep doing it. But that being said, he did say, well, he even said kind of jokingly, well, you change your mind, like, so there's a door there. You have options. Also, when you're a beautiful woman, there are certain ways that you will be interacted with. Listen, I know guys that are really attractive, like objectively. I ain't gay, but when a dude is like good looking, right?
Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, and let me tell you something. Even guys like that don't get the same attention as women that are less attractive than them. So these rules are a bit different for us ladies. You guys definitely get that extra attention for being beautiful. And it's a good thing sometimes. And other times it can be it's what is it? Have you guys heard that Greek legend of the person that was so beautiful they couldn't stop staring at themselves until they died?
Narcissus.
Sort of, yeah. It's like it's a blessing and a curse. It's a curse when you don't really want to use it because it's not really something you can turn off. Like beautiful people, and this includes some men, you are always beautiful. You can't turn it off. You know what I mean? Like you wake up and you're just damn. You have no makeup, no good clothes, no nothing. You walk out in a hoodie with sweatpants with a little gay doggy on the side, and you're still absolutely 10 out of 10. You know? Like there's nothing you can do about that. Conversely, ugly people are the same way. Beautiful people are really rare, and ugly people are equally as rare. Most people are kind of in the middle, right? You're average, and you can turn it up if you want. Dress better, certain types of cologne or perfume, certain types of makeup, that kind of stuff, haircuts. But you don't always look like that, right? When you're beautiful, you're that all the time, and people will comment on it, and you'll probably get sick of it eventually. So yeah, I'm glad you picked beautiful. Really, I am, because that shit's a good meme. Although to be fair, your life would have been much more difficult since you're a versatile lass in terms of getting some fun if you were, ugly.
I think I didn't have a choice. Beautiful was thrust upon me because of something else I chose.
Yes, I think it is due to your feeding preference.
Yes.
Yes, that is basically one of the requirements of that one. I think you have a better idea now of the potential, like, oh, this is cool, or oh, this is really bad, of having beautiful. You didn't do any social, like, you'll love it when you do some social roles and you're getting that bonus. When you won't like it is when you don't want to use social roles and everybody's like, oh my god. So, but yeah, if you wish to speak with Peter again, you know what to do. Get answers to your questions. I hope I answered your query. Did I? Yay, nay? Sort of? Oh god,
Whose
she's dead.
question?
Mm.
Did I ask a question?
Yes, you did. You asked me about vampires not really getting anything out of the act past a certain amount of
Oh,
humanity.
yeah. Okay, yes.
Yeah. For
But
that,
I thought Tommy was doing his thing.
he is, yes, but you asked me a question, so I answered it.
Okay, yes. I'm good.
Yes. Yep, no problem. Hopefully that answered it. If not, I can talk to you more about that at the end of the game. Now, that being said, Mr. Jag, what kind of chicanery are we getting up to?
My character sits up, puts his right hand to his chin, starts thinking about it. You want to come along with? I was gonna go do some interviews.
That ain't a bad idea, I was thinking. Well, I don't know if this is something we should be worried about or not. But we let 3 of them guys get away. And they know something ain't right about me. And they know something ain't right about little Mousy. Well, I'm wondering if we should be concerned about that.
God damn it, Brian.
Go on, Mr. Jag. Do you respond?
Communism is a lie.
Remember,
anyway.
When people succeed, ladies and gentlemen, it is, I did a good job. When we fail, we did a bad job. Oh.
Forever.
God damn it, Thea. All right. Go ahead.
What?
No, it's just me and him are just joking. The joke was like, okay, you were like, we let so and so get away, right?
Well,
And
we
I'm just-
did. None of
Well,
us went after them.
I'm just sitting here thinking, like, Vivian was fuck around and find out. She was blasting fools. You were like, I'm scary, and everybody ran away and shitting themselves. And then you're kind of like, guys, I'm just saying, like, we kind of let them get away. Like,
We
I'm
didn't.
just
None of us pursued. None of us. So yes, we.
look, mate. The onus would have been more on you as the person who scared away the entire fucking gang, basically. You're not entirely wrong. Just mostly. I thought it was funny, okay? Goddamn.
Same. So as I was about to respond before I got a DM from the GM fucking memeing on this whole situation. Well, I'd say that's probably not going to be a concern considering you literally scared the piss out of them. I don't think they want to come back.
No, I mean, you seen them old movies? They grab them like knives and pitchforks and, sticks with fire on them. Maybe they come back. Is that? I don't know how these things work. Well, I've seen them on movies.
Look, I'm fairly certain that they were going to do that. They'd have upgraded to something more effective than a torch and a pitchfork. That said, I'm pretty sure that they don't want to get more of what one of their friend got. Much less whatever fear of God you put into them.
Well, you might be right. Either way, though, while we're out there, if you happen to see one of them and it's one of the guys that we saw before, and I don't see them, you let me know. Because I don't feel right about it.
I'll let you know if they're in the area, but I'm not gonna start fights with random gangers.
Oh, it won't be a fight if I kill him.
That'd be the conclusion to a fight.
Yeah, only if we let it get that far. I don't plan on fighting them, just killing them.
My character holds up a finger as if he's trying to process what you're telling him. So if I'm to understand this correctly, you want me to be on the lookout for men that you can wantonly murder out in the open.
When you say it like that, it sounds bad.
The truth often hurts. Not as much as bullets, but it can often hurt. And it's also useful. That said, did you wish to come along?
Yeah, I'll come with you.
Alright, well, time to go have you meet some of the more Donalds of the world.
All right, just be careful when you open that garage door. You don't want to scratch Betty. She's very valuable.
I'll bet.
All
And
right,
I'm just
Spoon.
kind of smirk because that was obviously said with sarcasm.
Spoon, there is a place where you could maybe shake down some folks for some info.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a place called the L. And the reason it's called the L is because it's basically a kind of an overpass train track or rail, sorry, where the major kind of hubs of Chicago are connected. And under those overpasses are basically, well, the homeless encampments, vagrants, all sorts of people. You've been there many times throughout your life, and you have a fairly good grasp of not only kind of who you're likely to see there at certain times, but you're generally well received there. A lot of the people tend to like you, especially since you were single-handedly responsible for saving a couple of their friends from, inevitable overdose deaths that they're likely to suffer as a result of their lifestyle. That is a place you could go with Thea. Thea, are you driving your camper? I'm assuming you're taking the camper, of course. You're not going to walk, right?
I mean, I thought we were walking, but if
You
we
can
are
walk, sure.
going somewhere that far away and we need to take my camper, we can. At that point, I would be asking him if we want to drive.
Hmm.
Because I mean, it took a little bit of effort to get this thing in there.
It did. It would take a little bit more to get it out, but in the interest of speeding along the story, I will say that given you rolled what was required initially. I'll let you carry that over so you can, with some effort and time, get it out there without completely ruining his stuff.
Excellent.
You want to drive? Are you going that far away?
It's a hop, skip, and a jump for sure.
Yeah. We can take Betty.
All right. The engine, with some effort, kind of eventually purrs to life, and that stink of kind of it's the stink of gas and kind of exhaust sort of temporarily fills the garage until the door is opened and it's allowed to air out. It's never a pleasant smell. Eventually, given some time to warm up, you guys take your seats and make your way to the L. In the meantime, Vivian, dear, sweet, misguided, mentally ill Vivian, it's your turn. Now, you had used this opportunity to walk to your house, which, fortunately enough, you were able to do without difficulty. These streets are unpredictable, especially for a tiny Asian woman walking around a gang-infested ghetto. You were fortunate tonight. It seems like things are relatively quiet outside of what had happened earlier. The occasional vagrant or member of the homeless population will, ask you for change or speak random nonsense at you. A couple of them are especially weird. They might follow you or like kind of look at you a certain way, but none of them are aggressive. And you see the usual sights of some of them hunched over, kind of barely cognizant of their surroundings. One of them you see is bent over so far backwards that any normal human that does that without training would likely just double over, but he has the worst and best balance simultaneously due to whatever he's on. You notice all these people out of the corner of your eyes. You make your way towards your own neighborhood where you change into something clean and you call an Uber.
Yeah, whatever my flip phone can get me.
Sure. Yeah, you can get an Uber. You give him a call, give him an address, and within about 10-15 minutes or so, one will eventually pull into the neighborhood, although they tend to do so slowly and with some level of obvious apprehension. The area that you live in, much like Thomas's, is not great. It's merely affordable, which is a step above freezing and starving to death in the streets. Or at least it was. Now it's really just for show. You get in the Uber and you are greeted by a dark-skinned man with who's rather lean and average shape, with a kind of a styled beard and dark hair. If you had to guess, probably East Indian. He turns over to you and goes, "Oh, hello. Where can I take you?"
Whatever street that was.
Okay. He pulls up his call tracker and he kind of sifts through the name. Your name, miss?
V.
In spite of his looks, he doesn't appear to possess any notable accent. He does speak kind of like you. Pretty, for lack of a better way of putting it, with a very Midwestern kind of accent. Scrolls through his, okay. Are you V?
Yep.
Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah. We can take you there. Sure, no problem. 4681 Holly Drive. Okay.
What was that? 4681 what?
Holly Drive.
HOLLY?
Yes.
Okay.
He as he begins to basically pull out of your driveway and carefully take the bump, he kind of just looks over his shoulder and just engages you in conversation. So, from Chicago?
For quite a while now, yep.
Born here?
No, Beijing.
Beijing. He nods. He kind of says, Bangladesh. Yeah, it was a well. I mean, I was born there, but I mean, my parents are from there. I just came over here for school and work. Um, yeah, it's a nice place. A couple of things that are strange compared to where I'm from, but definitely a better country for sure. It's really rough. It's really rough in India. What's it like in China right now?
Right now?
Yeah.
I mean, it might be okay. I haven't been back in a long time, so I'm not 100% sure.
He gives a bit of a knowing, semi-awkward smile. I get it. It's not great where I'm from either. It's a little bit different than where you're from, but you know, the reason why we're here, I guess, right?
Right.
Say, yeah.
How when did you come over?
What was maybe 4 years ago? Yeah. I used to work. Well, I kind of missed that job, but yeah, I used to clean the animal cages at the zoo where I'm from. We had a big Bangladeshi tiger named Hattie. He was awesome. You ever seen a tiger?
I've not.
It was really hard work. I didn't get to see them too often, but like when they let you see the animals, it was great. He was big. He was about 750 pounds, big male tiger, and I cleaned up after him. Once they let me watch one of the trainers work with him while I was there, and I'll never forget that. We don't see them at all, really, in India, because they're very few in numbers. But I liked that job. It was okay, but the people running the place were crooked, and well, they didn't pay us too well. So, my parents are farmers, so yeah, they saved up what they could and sent me here. How about you?
I've been here for about 27 years. My parents immigrated from Beijing and brought me over, and I've lived in Chicago ever since.
You ever wanted to go back, or you miss
If
anything
only
about?
for a brief moment.
Oh yeah, I mean, I would rather drive this car than live where I was from. But the job was a bit better. But I like animals. Got a dog myself. He's a black lab. Yeah. What about you, Miss? You have any friends, family, kids, anything like that?
Not anymore.
Oh, sorry to hear that. Well,
I'm going to start scratching the back of my ear.
yeah. So he's friendly, but it's obvious that he doesn't appear to be. When you were listening to Peter speak, Peter had a certain like way with words, right?
Mhm.
This man does not. He doesn't. He's friendly, but he's really kind of like awkward, and he's just sort of just nice, right? Like he's just this and that, whatever, and he's genuine and happy to share things with you, but he definitely doesn't have any sort of like magnetism or charisma to speak of. He seems to just be an average guy, just being nice. But eventually, one of those awkward kind of silences sort of takes the Uber until you arrive at your destination. By the way, where would you like him to drop you?
2 blocks away.
Okay, yeah, he'll drop you 2 blocks away from your destination and say, this is the place.
Yep, this is the one. Thanks.
Yeah. Account has been charged, and thanks for choosing Uber. We hope you ride with us again.
What was his name again?
Sorry?
What was his name?
Jasmeet.
Jasmine?
Jasmeet. Jasmeet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jasmine.
No problem, Miss. Was it V?
That's right, V.
Take care of yourself. Chicago's this is a dangerous place. He kind of gives you a nod and puts pedal to the metal, as it were, in this area that you're in. This is a much different area, much nicer. Definitely the spitting image of, your quiet suburban neighborhood, at least for Chicago. There are little bumps here and there, but compared to where you're from, this is paradise. You've got nice, relatively clean yards, um, family setups in terms of cars, the garage, there's the nice driveway, all the houses are orderly, the streets are quiet. Occasionally you might see somebody kind of walking out of leaving someone's home as a guest, speaking with family, cars parked on the side of the road. This is definitely a much more upper class sort of area than what you're used to. Definitely not ritzy, but middle class, upper middle class sorts of area. You know where your boy is. And funnily enough, you see, assuming, how do you wish to approach? How do you usually do this? Give me some details into your privacy invasion tactics.
Well, I would just be walking down the street, making it seem like I'm on a nightly walk or something. But is there like a bench or something near the outside across the street from the place where I could maybe stop to say do a stretch or something?
Oh my goodness, girl, you are in such luck because there is a bus stop with a non-vandalized bench nearby.
Cool. Then I will stop at the bench and just act as if I am trying to stretch my muscles during my walk.
Yeah, you can kind of casually sit down, give the old legaroonies a stretch, and try to appear as nonchalant as possible. You are close enough to the home of this person that you can hear them speaking to someone on the phone from the balcony. It's a little bit muddled, though. You can't really get too many details. You'd have to get closer if you wanted to hear, but you recognize that voice. It is him.
I want to do unseen passage.
You're gonna straight creep. Very well. Give me a rouse check. Let's see. Fuck you for succeeding. Fair enough. You vanish from sight and are functionally invisible. And the sweetest part is you deny the beast its hunger. You manage to battle it.
Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say you managed to battle it back and kind of wrestle that bubbling desire all the way down to the pit of your gut. Kind of contain it like a small jail.
I want to walk under the balcony, and if there's like little shrubbery, miniature, not tall, but like taller than me, tiny trees under it, then I want to stand next to it so that I kind of blend into the shadow of it in the event that somebody passes by.
Sure, yeah. So you're basically just kind of not trying to block anybody off or get in anyone's way. You're just kind of going to be invisible near the shrubs and bushes and kind of just listen in as well as you can, right?
Right.
Okay, sure. Here's what you hear. Okay. Yeah, Mom. Yeah, I know. I'm not sure. She like I love her, I do, but I don't know about that. I'm still like I got my job. Like I'm gonna be working on the force. I don't really know if I want to bring a woman into that kind of life because there's a real chance that I don't come home. Yeah, I know Dad took those risks, but I mean, like, does it really have to be like? I know Dad loved us both, but like, that's not a risk I want to put my girlfriend in or my wife. If that's what it's going to be. Yes, Mom, I'll come and get it. Okay. Yeah. What time? Okay. Wednesday? Well, wait, why Wednesday? Don't you usually have tea time or whatever with your buddy? Oh, it moved to Friday. What time? 8:30. Huh. Yeah, sure, I could swing by. Who's gonna be there? Oh. Yeah, I guess I could. Yeah, all right, no problem. I'll come and see him. I mean, we usually get along. Do you need me to bring anything? Yes, Mom, I'm coming to get it. I'm not just saying, look, I'm busy, okay? I'm really busy. Mom, I gotta call you back, okay? I have someone on the other line.
In between him swapping that, I want to put
Yeah.
like my hand against my chest and just think and like smile and be like, "Ah, he's thinking of me."
Okay. Yeah, you do so. You put your hand on your chest and you feel that kind of familiar flutter and the little tingly butterflies that are accompanied with genuine emotion and anxiety, which isn't always a bad thing. You see him suddenly change his tune a little bit, and it definitely isn't his mother he's speaking to now. Hey, baby. Yeah. Probably not tonight. I've got a lot of work to do. There's this crim exam in the morning, and I've got to make sure that I'm passing it. I can't come by. No, not even for that. What are you making? Oh, fuck, you serious? I do love sushi. Fuck. Okay, but, like, if I come over, we only watch one movie, eat food, and I gotta come home. We can't do anything else. Because I gotta, like, actually get to work on this shit. I've been putting it off for, like, a week. Yeah. Well, the reason why we're not hanging out as much anymore isn't because I don't still love you. It's just I've got lots of work to do. And if we're gonna get anywhere, I need to be able to make money. Okay, you're on that Disney shit again. Money does matter. You need to chill. I'll talk to you tomorrow, okay? Yes, I'll come over. Okay, fine. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, I'm not going to. No, absolutely. Okay. Okay, bye. Yeah. Then he hangs up.
Disney
That's what you
shit.
hear. That is what you hear, Vivian. And you know, it's weird because you don't have a phone in your hand. And yeah, that doesn't sound like you talking back. Or is it?
I'm gonna sit there, and because I know that if I talk, that unseen passage can be broke, it will be in my head this time.
You can whisper without breaking it, but talking, like at the relative volume that I'm doing to you now, will drop it.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Well, then I'll just whisper in that case. It'll go from just placing my hand on my chest to straight crumpling it up into a fist.
Like vengeful fist, right?
Yep.
Oh, I fucking love drama.
And
Great.
just sit there and be like, he's cheating on me.
You can hear now as you're kind of going through your brief mental crisis, you can hear assumedly him on the top of the balcony just kind of talking to himself. Oh, how do I tell her I fucking dropped out? Oh god. I'm just gonna fuck it. I'm just gonna do a trade. This fucking school shit ain't for me. Those professors are fucking weird. Yeah, I'm just gonna do a trade. Fuck it. God damn it. You hear kind of just a very, very, very slightest kind of hint of dialing on the phone. Beep, 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 beep. Hey, Vincent. Yeah, man, how you doing? Yeah, how's the hospital work going? Yeah. Right on, dude. Say, I need your advice, bro. Yeah, it's about women. No, dude. I didn't. No. Hold on. I didn't break up with my girlfriend, and I don't need to go out and start Tomcat. Yeah. Okay. Look. How do I tell her that I kind of don't want to do this police shit? I kind of just like fuck it. I'm just gonna go do a trade, man. I can't do this college shit. This is just fucking annoying. All the people around me are just pissing me off all the time. Alcohol, really? That's listen, mate. Yeah. Just tell her. Yeah, I mean, I guess I kind of should, huh? Do you think like, wow, fuck, man? Do you think she'd still date me if she knew I wasn't gonna be a cop? You can kind of hear briefly. Give me a wits and awareness check, Vivian, to hear more of the conversation on the other side of the phone. Oh, the spice. Are you gonna get closer?
Yes.
Oh, you filthy. Like, okay. Well, here's what happens. You can hear the other party now as well. Oh, yeah, man. All the chicks I know, let me tell you, they all walk up to me and they go, "Hey, Vincent, you know what really makes me wet? Dating a police officer." Yeah, man. That's what all the chicks are into. Are you fucking high? Well, I mean, look, man. I don't have the skills for business and like fuck you, Vincent. Chicks don't approach you anyway. Yeah, I just, I'm fucking doing my own shit, man. Bro, you work with dead bodies. How the fuck do you sell that? Very simple. I tell them that I'm a mortician, and yeah, yeah. And how's that working out for you? Fuck you, man. Look, all I'm gonna say is, if you really care about her and if she really loves you, then just tell her that you don't want to do this cop shit. You don't give a fuck, and you want to go into carpentry or whatever the fuck. Because you don't want to be a bum. No woman wants to marry a bum, and you don't want to marry an ugly chick. So I say it's a fair trade. Yeah, you're fucking right, dude. You should probably just tell her. Yeah. All right. So when are you gonna tell her? Not now. God damn it. Look, man, this just takes some courage because she really liked the idea of me being a cop because she's got this uniform thing. Really, you're gonna be a cop because she likes the uniform. Well, not really. It's just kind of a bonus on top of everything. Bro, just tell her you want to be a fucking construction worker and call it a day. That's not what I... Oh, okay. Fine, man. I'll just tell her. All right, so you're going to call her right now and tell her, right? No! Oh, my God. Fuck you, bro. Call me when you're ready to stop trifling. Fuck you, Vincent. Hey, we getting together for beers in the game on Saturday? Yeah. Hey, why not Friday? Well, I'm going to go see my mom. She's, like, got some stuff she wants to... Oh, you going to go see mommy? Yeah. You going to go see your mom, Vincent? Bro, you know my mom's, like, not really here with us right now. She's not? No, she got sick. Oh, shit, dude. Sorry to hear about that. Can I help you in any way? Or no, not really, but thanks for that. Just, hey, when you got time, pass by. I got a buddy that I'm probably going to be calling up here pretty soon, and, got a favor to ask him. So, yeah, maybe you can help me out. Yeah, sure. I can do that. Hey, take it easy, man. Yeah, see you, bro. See ya. Click. It is at this point that you can hear kind of the shuffle of footsteps on the balcony and eventually the sliding and closing of a screen followed by a door. What do you wish to do?
Vincent said Saturday was beers.
Saturday, yeah, but you didn't say a time.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I've got Friday 8:30 family event, Saturday beers with Vincent. I got it.
All right. That is what you get. Do you wish to do anything else?
Oh yeah, I'm waiting for this motherfucker to leave his house so I can follow him over to this bitch's house.
Okay, you absolute fucking creep. We will pause for there for you and move on to Thomas and Thea.
I just want to
Sin,
talk to
are
him.
you alive? Sin!
I'm here. I'm sorry. I didn't want to like make noise while you guys were doing your thing.
You're fine.
I honestly, if I'm ever like doing kind of a self narrative with myself, if you guys want to say, oh, by the way, I want to do this or that, please do. Don't just let me go on forever if you want to do shit.
No, that's fine. I muted so that I didn't like cough and interrupt or whatever.
All right, fair enough. It's very polite of you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks, man. Okay, so the final scene of the game will be with Zia and Thomas, and I'm gonna leave Vivian hanging because I'm a cruel fuck and I like cliffhangers. Now, here's what's gonna happen. Eventually, you guys find kind of a place to pull into just off the side of the L highway into like one of those little parking lots overlooking the downtown Chicago area. From there, you can assume that if you were to park, you could probably, a minute or two, walk down to that kind of seedy area underneath the L and maybe try to make some contact with people. There's also those little goggles that you can use to get a better look at the city of Chicago. Of course, it costs $0.25 for the privilege of using your eyes slightly better. But for the most part, it's just kind of a place where couples might go on the odd occasion just to get away from everything, especially young, irresponsible kids. That's definitely a favorite. The moon is at a crescent in the sky, and it's relatively lit, but the L itself is actually fairly busy, even at this time, with cars zooming by, horns honking, the occasional blare of sirens somewhere in the backdrop of the city. Usual Chicago chaos seems to be occurring tonight. What do you wish to do, Thea and Thomas? We'll start with Mr. Thomas.
I wanted to go interview some of the local quote-unquote homeless.
Sure. Thea, what do you wish to do?
Well, I am not as familiar with Chicago, so I am basically just being dragged along with Tommy. So wherever he's going, that's where I'm going.
Hanging on like his beautiful little arm candy. I respect it. Very nice. All right. As you travel down along one of the kind of grassy dirt paths, sort of off the way, and make your way underneath the L, it is at this point that you see kind of the hidden underbelly of this place. Tents, garbage, the odd drug paraphernalia, people in all sorts of states. Some are huddled together near barrel fires, others are kind of passed out by themselves, sometimes in groups, sometimes in garbage. Occasionally you might see somebody in a weird position, speaking to themselves, moving erratically. This is definitely the kind of place that if you weren't rougher or if you weren't used to seeing it, might actually make you sad. It's an unfortunate sight to see. That being said, Thomas, you recognize a lot of these people, and as you kind of roll through, they kind of those that are still kind of conscious enough to recognize who you are, you will occasionally say, "Oh, hey, Tommy. Hey, Tommy. Hey, thanks for saving Charlie a couple weeks ago, man. I appreciate that." They kind of just give you a warm welcome. They do know you quite well. And Thea, you see this. Some of these people do know him, and like almost on not quite friendly terms, but definitely good acquaintances at the very least. And they seem to treat him with some measure of respect, which is unusual given that usually people in this situation are very much minute to minute. They don't really tend to have the strongest grasp on societal norms and rules. But seems like whatever he's done for them has really left a mark. How do you guys respond to this environment, this kind of area? What would you like to do? We'll start with you, Thomas.
Tommy will respond as best he's able to people he can recognize. Like, hey, how's it going? Yeah, no problem. Let me know if he has a problem that I can get here. Yeah, hey man.
Yeah. Well, Tommy, he's just been hitting the smack real hard. Like we're trying to get him off it, but like they give him more, and then they say like, "Hey, just stay near the nurse, and she'll just make sure you don't die." And I mean, just listen, Tommy. Can I cut to it with you, brother?
Yeah.
He kind of lowers his voice a bit. He motions for you, and he does give Thea a once over. But at the moment, his attention is more on you. He genuinely seems to like you quite a bit. Hey, look, I don't think they're trying to help us, Tommy. I think those fucks that are building all this stuff, I think they're trying to kill us, and they're just doing it under the radar. I haven't seen a single one of us in months get out of here. Do you know what I did last night, Tommy?
I don't.
I sat in a puddle of my own fucking shit for days without knowing, high off my ass on fucking heroin. You ever smelled heroin shits, Tommy?
A couple times.
It's fucking bad. I don't want to do this anymore. But every time I try to put things together, one of these government fucks or one of these shelter assholes goes, no, just take your time. We have a nurse here. If you'd like some, we can give you some under super. They pull the whole sweet voice thing and they give me more, and then they tell me, "Oh, it's okay, it's fine, just whenever you're ready." And I'm fucking here still, Tommy. Sorry, man. I just don't worry about it. Just, do you need anything, man? You already done a lot for us. So what can I do for you?
It's all right. Like a girl
Who's
pats him on the
who's
arm.
this, by the way?
Gently.
Is this your wife? Holy shit,
Yeah, I wish.
ma'am. Kind of gives you
I,
a kind of a bit of a nod.
I link my arm around Tommy's.
Oh, god damn, Tommy. All right, fair enough. I didn't think you had it in you. You always kind of struck me as a bit of a bit of a stoic guy, you know. But I guess the ladies love that shit. How about that?
I don't
Right.
know either.
You need anything?
Yeah, I have a question. Any of you know anybody? Look, a bunch of people around the local area have been going missing. Got a guy
Kind
I
of
know
holds
named.
up a hand. He holds up a hand immediately to cut you off. Yeah, no, I don't know what you're talking about. He kind of does the low key come with me symbol while kind of being like, nah, man, you're just hearing some bullshit. Like he's basically telling you, hey, man, come with me and shut the fuck up. This
Yeah.
doesn't require any specialized role. It's so obvious.
Mhm.
He kind of motions for you and Thea to follow. Do you guys choose to do so?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you follow him into kind of a mostly darkish corner with like a small kind of dying out barrel fire. The embers still kind of trickling upward every so often and lending a small amount of illumination to the surrounding, but not much. All right, sorry, Tommy. You just keep your voice down. What do you hear about that?
Yeah, got a guy saved from heroin overdose the other day. Excuse me, heroin overdose the other day. He got into it with some Los Reyes.
Oh, those fucking spick motherfuckers. Yeah. I know them. The Mexican dickheads, right?
Yeah, they were working him over pretty good. Like he owed him money. He kept
Yeah,
saying
yeah,
he was
they
trying
do
to pay him
that.
back, but when I started trying to look him over to see if I could patch him up, they worked him over pretty good. But then he kept saying they're trying to take him somewhere.
Yeah. Sometimes that happens. People just go missing. Fucking those fucking cocksuckers. They sometimes they'll just come and they'll take one of us. Fucking those. Yeah. I know something about it, Tommy. Look, normally I wouldn't want to talk about this shit, but you saved my life. I kind of owe you, so look, I'll help you out, but you gotta understand, I'm soiling myself here. This is some bullshit. There's some real fucked up people involved in this, Tommy.
Yeah.
He kind of looks around. You know, those fucking spicks and those Negroes. They're fucking they're taking us sometimes. I don't know why. That they come in and they start barking and pointing guns at us and fucking hell. Sometimes they even take our shit and we don't even have much. He's getting visibly like shaken, like his breathing is increasing and he's kind of his eyes have dilated slightly and he's starting to get a bit anxious. You can tell,
Seething,
like, you know,
anxious.
yeah, he's really uncomfortable with this, but he's actually trying, to his credit, to power through it for you.
So are you saying not only is it Los Reyes, but the Chicago Crips are doing this as well?
Yeah, fucking the Negroes are coming in, the Spicks are coming in, and they're just shooting us all up, taking us. Fucking lady, look, this shit's real, you know? We don't have much. They complain about bullshit that happens to them in life, but you don't get lower than this. He kind of stretches his arms out and points around. And then he points at himself. I don't look like them, but I can tell you right now I got it worse. So do all these fucks. Look at that guy. You see him? Georgie? He points at a man over in the ditch. How much you want to bet he's fucking dead and nobody's moved him? At least 3 days. We got our problems, and they're still fucking with us. Government fucks fucking with us. These guys fucking with us. But they're worse. See, the government guys will kill us slowly with compassion. Those guys, they'll just take us to who knows where. We don't see them ever again. Oh, shit. They took Stephanie the other night, and it wasn't pretty. And I don't know what else they did to her, but they took her. And we couldn't really do anything about it. You know, if anybody tries, they stick a fucking gun in our face. I'm sorry. He's really like he needs to brace himself against the wall. He kind of slides down and kind of just brings his knees up to his chest. He's a relatively thin, shorter man. He's got a long, bushy beard. He does appear older, probably in his maybe his 50s. He's unkempt. He smells a bit funny. He's got a googly eye, and he's got a relatively fair but musky complexion, likely from all the dirt. His fingernails are brittle and broken. He's got bruising and kind of not blackened, but like bruised looking skin, as if he's just been out in the cold for too long. His legs that you can see are bruised and swollen, also likely from cold. And he's in a rough shape, and he's not in a good place. Yeah, Tommy, I don't know what can I help you with these guys. I owe you, so I'll do what I can, but I'm scared shitless, man.
I'm just looking to see where I might be able to find wherever the hell this is taking place. Generally, get the cops away from this. Apparently, this is like happened to the point where the cops are actually taking an interest. And you got to know that's a lot of people.
I mean, that's not bad for us. It means maybe they'll fucking do something. Maybe. I mean, they don't do shit usually, but maybe now that's a good thing. Oh, right. Maybe not. Maybe not for you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck. Shit. Fuck. Oh, look. They don't really set times, you know. This ain't like work. They don't say, well, we're coming by to fuck you over at 8 and we'll be out by 5. Like, it just kind of, they sort of just show up, whatever. You know?
They usually leave in the same direction.
I don't know. We don't pay attention. Most of us are just, they kind of shuttle most of us off into our tents, or, you know, keep guys on us to watch us, or sometimes they line us up like we're fucking cattle or something, and they just pick the ones that they want for whatever reason. I don't know. They're fucking weird. Listen, these are gangs. These are less humans than we are, but they're acting odd. Like they're picking people for weird reasons. What they look like, how tall they are, the hair color, it's the weirdest shit. You're gonna say something, ma'am?
Just what kind of reasons?
I don't know. They don't tell us. They just come in. They fuck a couple people over. You know, sometimes they deal. They deal sometimes, but they don't set times for that either. Sometimes they're here, then they're not here for weeks. And then when we're kind of itching for a dose, if those government fucks are behind on their, you know, whatever the fuck they call it, you know, that shit where they just give us drugs. I don't know what the name of the program is. That one. If they're behind, then we're all kind of itching for a hit. And then they come by and, well, fuck, man, you do what you can to get your fix. I noticed that. I mean, sometimes they come on Saturday. Saturday seems to be the day. Usually, sometimes at night, but not always. I don't know anything more than that. They usually roll in, a lot of them. 10, 15, usually armed.
Is it always here?
I don't know. I've heard that that's in other places too. They're in the rack fucking around. They're in where the gangs are he kind of he takes a couple breaths and he really has to focus. Like this guy's in not only bad shape, but you can tell he's seen things, right? Like it's very obvious that he's seen some horrible events transpire since he's been here. It's on the streets, 87th or 83rd or something. They have some shit going on around there. Some of our people are there, but they're different from us. I mean, they don't like they're part of the thing, but I don't know. They've got some kind of deal with them. I don't know, man. I don't know. Look, here's what I will tell you, okay? And this could get me fucked, Tommy, so please keep it to yourself. What I know is those fucks that live on 83rd and 87th, I think they're working with them. They're working with them in exchange for fixes, and they're telling them not only like where to find us, but where to find like the ones that they want. They're selling us out.
That's fucked.
Because usually they don't fuck with us. Usually we're scum, you know, we're dirt on the bottom of their shoe. Even the gangsters, they don't give a shit. But now they're milking the other guys. I don't know. And sometimes those guys aren't even safe. They fuck them over. They kill them. They still charge them for shit sometimes. Like it's fucked out there, Tommy. Here, at least we're far enough away that they won't consider fucking with us too bad. Like ah, man. That's all I got, Tommy. I mean, if you want, you can ask around. But the only person that would know more is Stephanie. But they took her and they fucked her over real good.
No one ever come back.
No, not that we know. They either got shipped elsewhere, I don't know, they moved, or maybe they just fucking killed them. I don't know. We don't know what they do with them. What we do know is they take them. I mean, who's gonna look, right? It's just us. You know? We don't make money, we don't do anything, so you can just do whatever you want to us, right? That's just the way it works, I guess. Can't help us. Don't have the conscience to just kill us, so just keep us suffering, and if we're convenient, just fucking use us, right? Yeah. Yeah. Fuck. Shit, I don't know how I went from, teaching kids to ending up here, but yeah, that happens. Yeah. Hey, Tommy, I have a little boy, yeah?
Yeah, you told me about him last month.
Yeah, he's out there. His bitch of a mother's out there too. She's the reason why I'm out here.
She took your money in the divorce, right?
Yeah, most of the stuff. The funny part was she made more money than me, but the judge still said I had to give whatever the fuck. So, what do you want? Yeah, and then I was okay with that. I wasn't happy, but whatever. And then she took my son for me, and Tommy. He brings his hands into kind of a ball, and his voice starts to tremble, and you can see that he's holding back tears. I'm gonna fucking kill her. I think. I've got nothing left. I've got nothing, Tommy. This is it for me. This is where I die. But I know that she's responsible. So I
What's
think.
your boy gonna do after that?
What's that?
What's your boy gonna do after that?
I don't know. Maybe they'll find a better home for him. I don't know.
After all the shit the government's putting you through, you think the government's gonna help him?
I don't think they're going to help anybody. But what I do know is that if I can't spend time with my son, why should she? Because this is all I got left. So, what are my options? Do this forever? Or get some small satisfaction in life? Maybe my son, maybe he ends up worse off. That could happen, But maybe he ends up better. Maybe. There's the chance that maybe the government for once in their shit life will help him get somewhere. Maybe. But I mean, the real person who fucked him over and who fucked me over was his mother. If she had really given a shit, she would have made it work. But she only cared about herself. So here we are. And now I sit here every night in my own shit, wondering if maybe some black fuck or some Mexican dickhead is just gonna roll by and decide, yep, I like the way this one looks, and just take me off. So that's where I'm at now. I should be should be at my house with my wife and my little boy, and we should have a nice family. See my parents, and fuck it, nobody gives a shit. Just hey, Tommy, I told you what I can, man. I'm just talking shit. It's fine. Just just do what you got to do, ma'am. Didn't mean to burden you. Just you take care of yourself, and I wish right, because this look, good luck to you. Can I have some space?
I know this guy's name, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you know his name. His name is Lauren. Unfortunate name for a man, but some people think it's unisex.
Lauren, I'm not going to pretend that I can make your choices for you. But I don't think you're scum. I don't think you're worthless. My character palms a small number of bills and gives him essentially like $35. Get something to eat. Maybe something to keep you warm. Because if like one of the barrel fires, if one of them gives you shit, just buy something to throw in the barrel. Tell them shut up.
I don't want to take any more of your money, Tommy. You already saved my life. This is not right, you know, because I can't pay you back. Oh, by the way, if Thea wishes to say anything or intervene, more than welcome, Sin.
Yes.
Sure, yeah, go ahead.
No, I was just saying yes as in like I hear you.
Okay.
She at this point is honestly just kind of watching all of these interactions and trying to get a better feel of who Tommy is.
Okay.
And seeing him and what she thinks is somewhat more of his, I wouldn't say natural habitat, but like clearly he has been here before and he knows these people, and yeah, she's just using this as an opportunity to try and feel him out.
Yeah, let's get a sense for what kind of a human being lies beneath the exterior, right?
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I just feel like I need it because, you know, we're still kind of getting familiar with each other as GM, players, that kind of stuff. So I just sometimes will remind you guys, like, yeah, you can speak or ask questions or whatever. It's no big deal. So, all right, yeah. Thanks, Tommy. Look, I can't pay you back, so I don't feel right taking this, man. Like, listen, I'd probably just spend it on bullshit anyway. I mean, look at me.
I wouldn't blame
I
you.
just, look, I appreciate it, Tommy, but this might be one of those things where I appreciate the sentiment and I won't forget, but I think I need to figure out what I'm doing next because this might be the last time I'm seeing you.
Well, if I don't see you again, I hope you're somewhere better.
Thanks, Tommy.
You said that Gary's been in the ditch for like the past 3 days.
Yeah, he, I don't think he made it.
I'm gonna go check.
All right.
Thanks for
Yeah,
the
sure. Yeah, no problem, Tommy. He kind of pulls his knees inward and he kind of places both of his hands on the side of his head and he just sort of kind of curls up in sort of a sitting fetal position. You go to check Georgie, face down in the ditch. Supposedly been there for days. Nobody has really done anything about it. Well, that's true. He is very pale. There's a bit of a waft coming from his direction, and his face is subsumed in filth, mud. It's not unreasonable to assume that based on how he's positioned, that he's probably dead. He would have suffocated to death in this position without assistance. You could still check.
Yeah, I'll check.
Give me an intelligence and a medicine check. I believe those are very strong traits for you.
Yep. Would I add first aid to this?
Yeah, I will allow you to add your first aid specialty, which means you get an additional die. So you will roll your medicine plus your intelligence. So that's 9 dice. That's a lot. Your translation, your metaphorical PP is very big. And you, let's see, 2, 7, 6. And you're just not lucky today, my guy. But that being said, that's 5 successes. So okay, yeah, no. You kind of flip him over. You check his pulse. You kind of angle him a certain way so that if there's anything that could come up, that he could puke it up. If you were to kind of give him some pats on the shoulder or anything of the degree, CPR of any kind. But after flipping him over and getting kind of a sense for what's going on, pulse checking, he's very dead. Like he very likely suffocated in this place. You could see kind of just something like maybe blood and a bit of puke kind of at the side of his mouth. And some of it is obviously kind of mingled with the dirt below. He didn't make it. Nobody even checked on him. It would have actually taken some time for this to completely take hold of him. Nobody called anybody, flipped him over, did anything. It's likely that whatever he was on, he fell forward, maybe hard enough to go unconscious, and then just suffocated in the mud, choked to death on whatever he was taking.
My character will stand back up after essentially doing this pat down check. Takes off his hat, scratches his head a little bit, puts his hat back on. Fuck
Yep.
me. Alright.
This is, I think, a good moment to leave our story. So, what do you guys think? Questions, comments?
I love this game.
Okay.
Dying homeless
about you?
people. Fuck yeah.
What about you, Sin? You abnormally beautiful creature.
No questions.
Mhm.
Yeah, no questions. It's funny. I feel like this is the first time I really have a clear idea about what the storyline actually is supposed to be.
You're starting to piece some things together. Yeah.
Yeah.
As you can tell, it gets very real. You can see some of these people existing, and they both say and might believe some wild things. But even people that you might kind of give a side glance at who um, you might assume have ideas you don't agree with, you can see they're very human, right? Like they still have kind of problems that are relatable.
Sure.
And that's kind of what I try to put forward. Look, I'm not a professional voice actor or like an actor, but I try to slam some life into people so that we can kind of not only have fun with it, but so they don't just come off as random NPC that's going to give me a quest, right? That's always bad. In my mind, anyway. I never enjoy that, so I try not to do that to my players. You guys have no questions or anything?
If you have any visuals for like any of the people that we ever see or places we ever go,
Sure.
I would love to see them.
Oh, you wanna start getting nerdy with the lore and stuff, huh?
I do. I like that kind of stuff. Like, please don't think that I'm like asking you to go out and like find things, but if you just happen to have stuff as you're coming up with whatever, I would love to see it. I'm
Sure.
very visual.
So the first thing I'm going to do is say everybody gets 3 XP. The next thing I'm going to do is say that if I start adding more, then I will definitely link everybody here in the same Google Drive file. I will label it clearly so you guys can see pictures of people, things like that. As for stat sheets, except under extenuating circumstances, I will keep those hidden because just like in real life, you never know what someone's capable of, right? That also being said, did you guys like anything about the game? Do you guys wish I did something different? I'm open to any criticism you have, if any, or just, general praise.
I definitely want to know when the next session is so that I can get that penciled in because I am thoroughly enjoying every aspect of this so far.
Hey, I'm glad you're having fun. That's the goal. Hopefully everybody has fun. And
Yeah, and I appreciate the recap today. Like so Rosalind went over a lot of that info the first time we spoke to her on the phone.
Right.
But then having the guy show up again today and just kind of like repeating it, I don't know. I liked that, being able to like make sure I was on the right track and everything.
Well, that's a character thing. Rosalind is very much used to dealing with people that know what's going on, that are very professional and in a certain tier of our social hierarchy. So she speaks a certain way. When she talks to you, she expects you to know what's expected. You can tell that Peter is very much on your level, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like he's a more salt of the earth kind of guy. He sort of gets how things go, but he also understands that the way Rosalind talks to people is not generally how normal people do business. That's a very upper crust people type of way of doing things, right? For lack of a better way of putting it, it's the difference between two farmers talking to each other and the landlord and the farmer. You know what I mean? That's kind of the way I imagine that interaction went. Also, like Peter owes Rosalind's benefactor, or Spoon and Rosalind's benefactor, a favor. And I also thought it'd be handy to not only introduce a character, but to also kind of, get you guys some extra info. I mean, he's not the most like he's not like D&D NPC levels of I know literally everything about everything, but he can give you some ideas, right? He kind of
all
knows some
this info
things.
about the random blue dragon that infests those mountains. Oh, I know all about it. I ain't gonna go kill it, but I know all about it.
Yeah, like if you ask questions about clans and things like that, like he knows some surface level stuff, but honestly, not much. Because like you, maybe his situation was garbage. You know.
Hmm.
Also, the people, I try to make them fairly varied. Even people you might be sympathetic towards might say or do some things that make you uncomfortable. Like, for example, Lauren very obviously feels a certain way about certain types of people, and you can obviously see that. You can see what drove that, right? Like what could lead somebody down a dark path where they start to think certain things about certain groups, right? If all your interactions with a specific type of person are negative, then what do you tend to do in life more often than not? You associate negative things to them, right? So it's an unfortunate human habit, but it's real, right? That's what people do. And I try to bring realness no matter how uncomfortable it is, because if you're feeling uncomfortable or like, some of the stuff is a bit too real, that's good. That's kind of what we're doing this for, right? It's almost like acting. It's supposed to be like acting, That's how I would do it anyway. But yeah, if you guys are still interested in the game, if you kind of like the way I GM, if you like the way I'm doing the characters, if you like the story, I'll keep GMing. I have a lot of fun doing it. I like all of you, especially you, Spoon, you beautiful bastard. But yeah, I'm willing to keep GMing. If you guys like the game, I'll keep doing it. If it's not for you, just let me know now, and I wish you the best. But what you're kind of experiencing now is likely going to be the trajectory for the future. Things will get more complicated as your characters get more familiar with, the city and the societies and stuff like that. But this is generally the theme you're looking for. It could potentially get more dark or less dark depending on what you guys do, because you're very important in the story and your actions will have effects. So anyway, yeah. Questions, comments, memes.
As always, I generally enjoy your rather grounded characters.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Star, also thank you. Sin, do you have any thing to say? Any suggestions? Any like, oh, I'd like if we fought more. I'd like if we did more, even more role play. Like, do you have any thoughts? I do value everybody's opinion. I try to like make the game as enjoyable as I can for everybody.
Not outside of what I've already said.
Okay.
No. I mean, I'm enjoying myself. So.
Right on. Yeah. I've also tried to keep the rolls relatively minimum. Not too much. Like enough so that you know that your skills matter, but not so much that we're always rolling, always for everything. That would fucking drive me nuts. I like to focus more on the story. Do you guys think that's a good way to go so far?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough. Well, Wednesday next week does work for me. So that's the thing.